Hey guys, let's do some hands. So this is a hand, and I thought it was interesting that Silver doesn't make this play, and I'm like, I like this play, but I checked it. I did a custom solve we can look at, and I looked at it in the Wizard, and then I looked at the ag report in Peak, and there is a correlation. So maybe it makes sense, and maybe we can, as a team, understand why Silver doesn't like to do it. Not saying it's not the wrong play, but it's interesting that Silver never chooses it. So we've got the straddle on. I've got the beautiful ace king, early position. I chose to go 20 with the straddle. Going 20 also has the fringe benefit of going heads up this time. Oh, no. Yeah, this guy called.
So clearly 20 wasn't too big. That's good to know.
Yeah,
5x wasn't too big with ace king. All right.
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Go.
that's
So,
maybe try 6x next time.
yeah,
Maybe.
maybe I just need
All
to
right.
keep on going up. I'm praying,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so what am I? Five. I'm playing about 100 big blinds deep here.
Yeah.
120 big blinds deep.
Yeah.
If you include the straddle. So three ways. Interesting flop. We get a check. We get a check,
I don't hate it.
and then we get a half size bet,
All
and then
right.
we get a fold. Now I like
I
it when
like
he
that.
folds
I like that.
because he is the one that's most likely defending suited, defending widely in his suited region.
Yeah.
So when he folds, that's good. I choose to check raise here. He
For the
called.
sa-
Go
for the
ahead.
same reason, for the same reason as you bet small, um, I would I don't think I would check raise this hand. I don't think
Yeah,
it's or I wouldn't make that I wouldn't make that my majority play.
I,
Yeah. So my thought in game was that I get value from naked ace club,
You do.
naked
That's true.
queen club.
That's true. Yeah.
But I think you're right, and that's maybe what I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah.
That's what the solver is showing me. I mean, it doesn't
That
really use a check raise here, and I think maybe there's a little bit of nuts or nothing going on here. You either
yeah.
have a flush or you don't,
Yeah.
and
I,
that's
I mean I
driving this reason that we don't choose to check raise.
I mean, I can
Maybe.
give you a simpler explanation of it.
Okay.
I'm not, I don't hate it. I don't think it should be your majority play, which is
Yeah.
just simply, let's go back to poker coaching fundamentals and classify your hand.
Um.
Describe what is ace king of
Yeah. So
spades
it's
on
not.
king nine six of clubs.
So nuts or nothing. We're not. We don't have a premium.
Yeah, yeah. You have a fabulous marginally made hand.
And we don't have a
Um,
premium, and we're not blocking the nuts.
you're not blocking nuts. You don't have cards that will really improve you. It is very unlikely that an ace makes your hand better. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
but
So I
GTO
was
runner
mixing
runner.
up theories a little bit here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Brian. What did you say?
I was just agreeing with him and being in the field of like you have to kind of hit runner runner for improvement, and you end up kind of trapping yourself here when you play overplay this hand.
Yeah, I agree.
You
It's
have the
it's kind of nuts or nothing, right? I could be check raising into a nutted combo.
you could. And the other thing about this, by the way, we're driving by the fancy dance casino right now. Thought that might amuse you. Okay. The other thing is, you probably have the best hand here. You really do. But if this, but when you check raise here, you're setting it up to get all in, right? I mean, given the SPR, and if this gets all in, I'm not confident you have the best hand. I'm only confident you have the best hand if it doesn't go all in.
Yeah, I agree. So we don't
All
really
right.
need to check raise here. And
I,
what's
I'm
interesting
in
here
the
is that Solver doesn't do any check raising with any of its flushes either. It doesn't even check raise like, I mean, you could see where it maybe wants to check raise like Jack high flush, 10 high flush.
Yeah.
I mean, it does benefit a little bit, but it doesn't check raise anything.
Okay.
I,
But
I'm in
I
the
don't hate it.
always
Yeah.
call here. I like always call.
Yeah,
I would
well,
always
it
call.
seems to be that's why I'm bringing it. I think I'm not going to call this a blunder, but I think this is not the best highest frequency play is the nice way to say it.
Yeah,
The
I don't
politically
think it's a
correct way to
blunder either.
say a mistake is that it's not a high frequency play because it's not a high frequency play.
But it's not a, if it's a mistake, I don't think it's a blunder. Yeah.
No,
Okay. So let's go on. So you check raise.
I check raise, he calls.
That's good. We
That's
don't want him
good.
if he
he
folds,
shoves.
then the check raise was bad.
This eight, which
All
is
right.
pretty, I mean, it brings in some stupid flush straights, but he doesn't really,
Yeah.
he doesn't have 10. He could have 10-7, but,
Okay.
What makes this
and then
hard
I
is what you
choose
do
like,
on the turn here after you check raise.
say it again.
I said that's what makes this hard is that I wouldn't want to be really, I would prefer to be in a position where I'm like, I would really want to just really want to check here on the turn instead of continue. That's why I wouldn't want to check raise the
I
flop.
think the nerds, the poker nerds, Brian, call it we want to go into the check call shell.
Yeah, that's what
So,
I'm,
speaking
that's
of
what I'm
check
feeling.
call shell, um, Jonathan Jaffe was putting people in the check call shell last night. He was on the TV table for, he's playing like the 250,000 buy-in. God, can you imagine? 250,000 buy-in Hold'em in the Bahamas right now, the Triton
Right.
event. And he was on he was on the TV table all night, and it was just fun to watch him put people in hell. Might be worth going back and watching to see Jonathan Jaffe doing his Jonathan Jaffe shit.
That'd be fun. So
Uh,
with you,
Go ahead.
so when you bet here, are you going to try to trying to cap him with the size of your bet, or are you trying to set up for a nice smooth 2E all in and just
Okay, on turn,
king queen of clubs?
I am kind of focused on flush draws,
Yeah,
and I am attempting to set a price that he's going to call but isn't theoretically profitable. So I'm betting a
right,
B75 here. So
right,
his flush draws are 18%. I'm giving him what, like 25%? No, more than that. I'm getting like 30%.
right. Okay,
So so
but he does have the implied odds to continue, but at least you're not giving the express odds. Okay, sounds good.
yes.
Okay,
And then
evolve.
calls and this repeat nine. I think this repeat nine is kind of good. His combos of nines is one, and it's very hard for a naked nine to call a B75
I mean, you either
on
ran into a full
turn.
house or
Oh, we went
or
into a
nothing.
full house.
Yeah.
So I check, and I also checking here with the intention of calling because I think again focus on flush draw. A little too focused on flush draws on my part. It's focused on flush draws, and I said, okay, now checking will
Well, what's
give
his range that gets here, including other than flush draws?
King
Because there is
queen,
more than just flush draws that gets here.
lesser kings. Like he's got king
king queen.
queen.
Especially if the kicker has a club.
Eight,
Why am I
nine,
answering,
king,
Larry? It's
queen.
your hand. It's your hand,
Oh,
Larry.
sorry, go ahead. Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
hear it, Larry.
What's his range, Larry?
And then also a lot of pairs that have a club in them, like tens with a club, jacks with a club, sevens with a club.
He's not the type of player that's going to three bet tens, unlikely,
Um,
from the button.
I I think, yeah, good question. So he was playing a lot of hands. I think generally he struck me as a young kid, about your age probably, and but not studied. He had a very
Hmm.
high VPIP. So he's defending. This is also what drove me to this strat. He's over defending the offsuit region. Like he's got like King Jack.
Great.
He's got
Yay.
like King 10. He's got Queen 10.
I
So
only asked
that
this because of your check on the river.
yeah, and so I check because I am checking to call because again focused on flush draws that missed. He was maybe a little bit splashy. And so he shoves and I call, and you won't believe his combo. Queen nine off. No club.
Wow.
Ew.
I do not know how he called check raise. I do not know how he called a B75 on turn, but he did.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
mark him as sticky as hell, stabs too wide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is a very surprising combo, but not that
Yeah.
surprising live, right? I mean, you'll see this sometimes live. I'm surprised that he could. I'm surprised that he could. Number one, I'm surprised he called the check raise, and I'm very surprised he called the turn sizing.
Right. So let's play this hand. So before we look at the solver, let's
Sure.
play this hand out in our heads two other ways. Um, so you check call the flop. He's
Yeah.
probably going to check back the turn,
Yeah.
right?
Probably.
Then you're going to check the river. He's going to bet, and you're going to call. What's this? Let's look at what his sizes are there. Let's just play it out in our
That's
heads with a guess. Let's
30
we don't not every time, but he goes 30 here. You call
and
the
25 in the
pot.
middle.
Let's do
Yep.
it this way. This might be a good way to do it. Let's do it this way.
Go.
Let's do it. Share screen.
Oh, okay. We're going to build the hand actually. Okay,
We'll
that's
build the
fine.
handout in the solver. So if I
Okay.
check, so let's say, so I chose to check.
Yep.
He's gonna bet. Imposition is gonna usually bet a small size. Here, we'll give him a small size.
Which he did. He bet 30.
Pots. There's the 30 he bet.
Yep. And we just
We
call.
call. Turn is
Eight of
the
spades.
nice memory. Eight of spades. You would check,
I think he checks back here a lot.
and let's give him a check. Let's see what his nines generally are mixing, but they're betting a lot. But that's not the point of our conversation.
Yeah.
Check, and the nine of hearts comes,
Nine of hearts comes.
and then he is going to choose. Well, what size would you like him to choose? He's got.
The pot
I
is
kind of
now.
limited his sizing here to
Yeah.
I don't
small
think he
size,
jams
pot,
anymore.
or overbet. His
I would
pot's
say he's more likely
125.
to do like a more likely to bet
Sev-
anywhere from pot.
75%.
I think you
Well,
bet pot.
okay, we'll give him a
Yeah.
pot.
Yeah. Pot. 75% to pot is what I'd
Oh,
expect.
I'm sorry, that's us.
Yeah.
I gave him a half pot and a pot. Which one you want to give him?
Give him pot.
Okay, give him pot.
And we call.
You call, yeah.
And we lose this
We
much.
lose. We would lose. We'd lose we'd lose half of the pot, which would be we'd lose 250.
Yeah. Yeah. That seems
Yeah,
like the right amount to lose on this hand.
yeah.
Now,
I think you have a good
yeah, I
point.
don't I don't claim that he's always checking the turn. I don't claim he's always making this size on the river when he gets his trips. But I can see when he bets and you just call that he doesn't think he has the best hand there. When it goes check check, when you check into him on the river, he thinks that you don't have very much and he probably can't bet very big and get a call. That's not a surprising way for the hand to go down. And that was and then you can shit on yourself for saying, "Oh, if I check raised, he was going to fold," but now we know he didn't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there you go.
it was a surprising result.
Yeah,
And I kind of in my head I kind of mixed up. Like if we look at kind of mixed up some different um heuristics. Like
yeah,
we do check raise ace king a lot because it can cooler other king X, but not on this
yep,
texture. We just don't
yeah,
do it on the texture. I mean,
yeah,
I have a GTO. I mean, we can see it in both GTO Wizard and, well, we'll look at the ag report first. So ag report,
right,
this is normal line. Flop,
Mhm.
check, small bet. What do we do out of position? And so, not, don't worry about the flop. Let's just look at aggregates. So on
right,
aggregate, across all flops, we are check raising about 13%,
okay,
which is what we track. So we're usually like 13, 15%.
yeah,
But on a monotone board, now we've filtered for monotone boards. We are check raising very little. Check raising like four, what, no,
Five,
five point
five
two.
point one. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah,
5.3.
so we're just we check raise a third as much on monotone boards, and I didn't really
Yeah,
think about that, but it makes sense because
especially when he
yeah,
goes half pot.
it's kind of a nuts or nothing situation, isn't it?
He
yep.
also went half pot multi-way on a monotone board.
Say it again.
He went
He went
half
half instead
pot
of third.
multi-way on a monotone
Oh,
board.
yes, he did.
I'd
Well,
assume there's
that's
like no check raising in that situation.
yeah, yeah. I imagine you're right. I would imagine
Yeah,
you're right.
he's because both those are arguing to push him down to a third or less. Multi-way pushes him down. Monotone pushes him down.
Yeah, you're right. So this is
So
now the big
he's in a
bet.
minority part of the tree. Yeah,
So when he used the big when someone uses a big bet in position in this configuration, we're check raising a lot less, right? We're check raising 8.5%,
right.
and
And
then we are
remember,
check
this
raising
is
1.5% monotone. What? All right, go ahead.
right. And this is in a heads up pot.
Yes, and this is in a heads up pot.
Yeah, so
I kind of got mergy with heuristics here because I
yeah,
was like, Ace
makes
King
sense.
is Ace King is a really good check raise hand because we cooler us other King X and I can get value from his naked clubs. But Solver doesn't agree with that theory. And I think it's for the reason that I said before, which is a monotone board is kind of a nuts or nothing situation.
Right. So
So I mean
the configuration.
I was right in the fact that he was over defending his off-seated part of region. And I thought that that was going to allow us to have some check raises. Because like if I gave him like so here are the two origin ranges, if you would. And I gave him a lot more down here. Like maybe I could give him more. I didn't even give him Queen Nine. I should have like given him even more here. But but we could see that he's just I think he's just a lot thicker in this area than he should be. And that I thought would give him more naked clubs that we could get value from.
So let me show you something here. Stop sharing just for a second.
Sure.
Just going to show you real quick one quick exercise here. All right, which is Prometheus in that situation. It was hijack, button, and big blind, right? For those
Yeah.
three. All right. So big blind checks range. Okay. We have some betting, and let's take a look at our ace king suited. Does some betting, not a surprise, right? Mostly
Always
checks.
small, right? Which
Yep.
is what heuristic on monotone
Yep.
boards.
Always small. His queen nine offsuit. Wait a minute, he doesn't have queen nine offsuit. I don't understand. Um, but when he bets, so this is in the three-way situation. We can't even get the so his bet is small, but he didn't do that. Now, when this guy folds, where's my fold button? Check, check, bet. There we go. Let's have a bet. Check, check. Did I just get it? Am I in an insane mode here? What did I do? Here we go.
No,
We
I
want to do. We want to go check. Let's remove check. Then we check. Now he bets.
that's small.
Now we fold. This guy folds, and
Yeah,
it's on
now this is
us.
what yeah.
Okay. So there are some raises, right?
Yeah. More than we see in GTO Wizard or in Peak,
Right.
but yeah.
Yeah. We've got some bluffs. Boy.
So I
Um,
thought like so this 9-7, that's everything that we can't have a 9-7 flush.
yeah.
Like notice it's like not checkers.
Never raising. Never raising with this hand though,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this hand class.
Now look at Ace Queen. That's our best. That's not our best
Ace.
flush. Look at like our Ace 5, Ace 6, Ace 4.
Right.
Are we check
Right.
raising
Right.
flushes
So look.
there?
Yeah, but look at how much it cares about marginal made compared to draw. Here's a hand that's both marginally made and a draw. calls
Yeah, Mitch is
100%
calling.
of the time. Here's
Uh-oh, we're losing
never
you, Scott.
folds, raises a lot. Oh, sorry. Okay. Tell me when you got me again.
You're back.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So here, when we don't have the pair, it it draw. And what does it take to raise for value? Let's find a value raise.
Yeah, I thought so. We really like these
There we
low
go. How about the
flushes.
nut flush? How about the nut flush? Yeah,
Now, what's interesting here is it will use these ace low flushes to check raise because it's
hmm
unblocking the best flushes of our opponent.
but that best flushes and best flush draws both for
Yeah,
their
yeah,
continues.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right. Queen Jack is not raising, but you are raising some nuts. Now the one you wanted to see
I was curious
like a
about
six.
low flushes. I thought,
Okay, we need our low flushes is the 5-4.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
call.
it's just
Yeah,
calling.
yeah. It's the nut flushes there, and they all the low nut flushes are where it comes from. Then some flush draw bluffs, pocket kings, a little bit nutty, so you pick up some nuts on the pocket kings. You pick up some nuts, on your set of nines. You pick up some on your set of sixes, but mostly that's where your value is. Kings and nines are value. They're not bluffs. They're not always the best hand, but they're very, very often the best hand there. And when they're not the best hand, as we know, they're 40% to improve. So those are great.
Yeah,
Then you're just absolute monsters that unblock his continues and his secondaries. And there's your bluff.
that makes sense.
You know, Jack is big enough, 10 is not big enough. So Queen and Jack are big enough for the bluff. The Jack is not, but the ace is. Just like that.
The
Now you see
naked
how
ace
ace,
of clubs would makes it very good. I would find the naked ace
yeah,
of clubs here.
right. So that's why these ace kings just don't do it. Nor do your king queens.
Yeah, yeah,
Or although there is this nonsense, which I'm not going to pretend to understand.
not on
How
this
often,
texture.
yeah, how often king queen does it compared to ace king
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
without the queen of clubs.
Yeah, I can't understand it. I mean, the
Nope.
only argument is that it has less equity and benefits more from
Yeah,
folds. That's the only argument.
sure. Yeah, like the naked ace of clubs will call you uh when these are here, and if he gets an ace, um, he beats you. So let's put in a little money, maybe. I don't know, but there you go. It doesn't
All right.
follow. It doesn't follow, and GTO never follows the simplified GTO strategy, the implementable GTO strategy for poker coaching, but it gets close, and we can see it getting close, and we can see how the implementable strategies logic got us to this, and it wouldn't have gotten us to this. We would not have found this. That's okay. We would have found the rest of it.
Yeah, that one is a little bit of a unicorn spot.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
unicorn
I'm gonna
hand.
stop sharing. Okay.
Okay. So a couple more things to show on this, and then I'll go move on. Um, here.
So, have you ever heard of the Harrington rule?
You mean
Um,
you need a better hand to call than to raise? I call than to
No,
open.
no, no. The Harrington rule is if you're showing aggression on the flop and the turn, then your one pair is no good on the river.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the Joey rule, right?
That
well, Joey was multi-way.
Joey's is multi-way, which this hand was. But Joey's rule was if two players are interested in the hand, your one pair is not going to win very often by the river.
Okay, this is adjacent to that rule, but it just
Yeah,
says if you're showing aggression on the flop and the turn, then on the river, your one pair is not going to win, except for unless he's got a complete bluff. So you've got ace king. Like like calling here on the river violates the Harrington rule.
Okay, I can buy that.
You might want to just stuff that rule
Yeah.
I mean, Jonathan Jaffe
in
did
your
that a lot
ideas.
last night. He pulled out the aggression arsenal on flop and turn, and often gave up river last night. And I was like, oh, he's giving up river. I thought he was going to triple there,
So
but
this is you
he,
double barreling with
yeah. So
one
he was
pair.
double barreling last night, and then he kind of, and then he just checked river, and I was like, what? That's interesting. It probably had more to do with the texture than anything else, but it was interesting to see him choose to not triple barrel a couple times.
What was he double barreling with one pair hands?
He was like, so one example was he double barreled with, he took nines as a squeeze. It was a very interesting spot because he was the second biggest stack, and the chip leader of the tournament was on his direct right, and he called forward the chip leader three bet, and he was on button, and he called forward with nines. It's not in the books.
Surprising. Yeah, that's a surprising move.
And then he double barreled and got the fold. And then the next hand he chose to take a bluff. I don't remember what the combo was. And he double barreled. He the chip leader this time, the no longer chip leader because he took all his chips on the last hand. The chip leader called turn and then he gave up river and the guy had like second pair and won.
That also makes sense in tournaments, though, when you're battling as the two biggest stacks, because that guy's thinking the whole time, this is the only person that can really affect my tournament life.
Yeah, and that's what
Yeah.
I think Jaffe was doing it, right? Jaffe was also,
And if they call down, it's pretty damn strong, considering you're the only person there that can really put a dent in their stack.
yeah, I think Jaffe was kind of using that meta in his strategy of that,
So looking
in
back at
theory, there's not very many times you should collide with bluffs with the chip leader. If you're also the second chip leader, it doesn't, you both benefit from kind of soft collusion, and he kind of
Yeah.
turned that on it turned it on its ass.
looking back at this hand, the in a non-flush board, the river card is definitely one we should be nervous about. Second pair because we usually don't bet our second. We don't check raise our very many second pairs. We don't
Yeah,
continue to
yeah,
bet
that
very many
card is
second
not good
pairs.
for us.
Yeah, that card's not good for us. But in this situation, I think we could have logicked wrong versus this player, but versus most players, that this particular nine is not that bad for us. Because it's hard for him to call a check raised nine here with anything other than ace nine offsuit. An ace nine offsuit is not strongly represented in the ace nine offsuit with the ace of clubs specifically.
This
Yeah,
is
Is
yeah,
not
that's the only
kind
one
of
that really would
this
make sense
yeah.
here.
But
this is
that's
kind
not
of a
true against this player.
I think this is somewhat of an easy fold because when you check raise him on the flop, he has a ton of two pairs and sets that might not start getting crazy and will just be calling. That now just boated up on the river. Now I don't expect him to have a single 10-9 a lot, but I can see a lot of two
Eight
paired
nine suited.
sets. Yeah, like 8-9 suited, king 9 suited, all of that type of shit just boated up, and now you're kind of like, fuck.
Right.
Like,
Right. Not a lot of pocket nines, but certainly pocket sixes.
yeah, so your pocket sixes, I mean, pocket eights
Yeah.
probably wouldn't get there unless
Yeah. Yeah.
wouldn't bet, maybe with a club possibly. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's 8-9 suited,
Yeah.
king
Yeah,
nine suited.
I was really focused, too focused, frankly, on him having too many naked ace club and naked queen club
Mhm.
because, when you looked at this part of this region here, I just thought he had too much down here. which he did, but not the combo that I thought he had, or not the
Yeah,
combo I hoped he had, I should say.
yeah.
And so,
And I
I thought he like the ace X offsuit region. I thought he had a lot of this,
yeah,
which gave him a lot
which I
of
think he does,
naked
but
ace of clubs, and but I clearly, I didn't give him as much 9x as I should have.
right.
I mean, we could see here, in theory, he doesn't have much 9x. He
Yeah,
has he has one he has only these suited combos.
yeah,
So so the other thing I was going to show you, so I've shown you what the custom solve doesn't have any check raises. Now the question is, do we have check raises here? And we saw
mhm,
in Prometheus we don't.
right.
If we give him, well, we have more here. When he
Yeah,
uses like a B50, he's not supposed to ever use a B50, obviously. He's supposed to, well, he gets a B50 here. I'm lying. I thought he did. He wouldn't get it
yeah,
because of the monitoring board, but he does. We don't have check raises. We just they don't exist.
right. And show against his B33 again. See that?
We have very few. We
barely.
have
Very
like
few,
2%,
very few, and not the ace king.
not the ace king, yeah. So
You know,
Ace King offsuit with the Ace of Clubs, I'm assuming is the only has a sliver, it looks like.
yeah.
Yeah,
But look, right.
slivers.
Yeah, but look at the ace queen. That's not a sliver. That's a big fat,
yeah, they
pinky.
both both solvers like the ace queen. It's kind of
Yeah,
interesting to see them come up with these similar
yeah,
solutions sometimes.
yeah, yeah,
Obviously, sometimes they don't, but it is interesting when they do. And you could see this is showdown, right? So we've got
yeah,
showdown here on a monotone board, and so we could be essentially drawing dead except for runner. And here we have very little showdown, but we have a shit ton of equity.
right.
So it
Hey,
makes
take a
sense.
look. Yeah, take a
And
look on
also
the
we've
high.
got some interesting blocker properties here. What? Sorry, go ahead.
Take a look.
This
Take a look at our before he bets our immediate flop strategy. Did we ever see bet with a hand like ace king here? Look at
We
that.
have very little c betting on this flop.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a
But with,
this this check raise starts to make me think about one of the players I was playing against last night and an adjustment that I was trying to make thinking about making for the future against this player instead of doing my normal C bet like hungry horse strategy. This is a player that check raises far too often with hands that are not strong enough to check raise. So like a lot of top pair weak kicker hands will be check raised. And I was thinking
yeah,
about making an adjustment of all of my draws, checking my draws when he's going to check raise me very often with like top pair weak kicker, and then
sure.
basically only betting my strong top pairs and plus was basically
Yeah.
what I was thinking because if he's going to check raise me far too wide with hands that aren't that strong, I should only be continuation betting with strong hands.
I want to make a.
And
I agree, but I want to make one adjustment to it. I think you add in some weak draws.
weak draws.
Yeah, so don't check raise any of your strong draws
Well, no,
that don't want to
no,
get
I'm
check
talking about
raised.
c betting.
C bet.
C
No,
betting.
no, no, I meant c-bet. Your c-bet. So sometimes he's going to fold, right? He's going to be
Yeah.
check raising too often. So you can c-bet with a hand like a gut shot with no over.
Hmm.
That sometimes he's going to fold to. Because remember, once you go, because you're going super polar on the high end range. You're going on the hands that want to get c-bet, hands that beat top pair weak kicker, right?
Yeah, they want to get check raise. Yeah.
That want to get check raised. So so you want some bluffs still because he doesn't always check raise you. Sometimes he folds. So let's put in the bluffs that that have that have a chance of improving. So they are draws, but not a
They're
lot
easy
of
to
chance
fold.
of improving. They're easy to fold.
Yeah, so gut shot with backdoor flush or something like that would be a
Yeah,
great hand to
but
just
no over, but no
but no
over.
over. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what
make
because I
it. I
was
mean,
trying to
really bad.
because when I was playing against him, there was a lot of spots where I was like, I don't really want to see bet here because he's going to
Yeah,
check raise far too often. But I was
right.
like, I don't. I was trying to think like I don't play with him a ton. He's a very,
Mhm.
very, 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 very bad player. Like
Yeah.
super bad. He sun run last night and made like 1,200 in an hour and left because he usually
Yeah.
plays an hour and is out 500 in an hour and gone. But so and I made a mistake against him later on too. Is he only bluffs the flop? Like that's the only time he ever bluffs, but it's never a check raise bluff on the flop that I've seen. It's always
Right.
a c bet bluff
C
and
bet,
then
and then give up.
whips it out and is like, oh, like I'm so good. And I'm like, no, you're really very bad. Like you got somebody to fold a hand that's even worse than your hand. So it's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not really anything. But so yeah, basically I was like trying to think of adjustments to make against a player that check raises too wide is basically just only betting strong value and checking a lot of my draws and then betting a couple of weak low equity
Right, right.
draws would be a good bluff spot because he will fold them too. He will fold sometimes.
Also,
Right.
another idea, which I know that you're solver hesitant, and that's fine. But one idea here is that you might want to look into spending the 75 bucks for GTO Plus and then node locking for that, right? So what happens if you
Mhm.
node lock for a very so we know default, I build that hand out in GTO Plus, see what in that particular configuration and SPR, etc. See how often it likes to check raise without node locking, and then like triple or quadruple out of positions node check raising frequency by node locking certain hands and like tripling all the hands that do check raise. And then once
Okay.
you do that,
Hey,
then look at
Larry.
what solver's reaction is for your imposition play on flop.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Because that's one
I'm
very like there's a
just
few players that I make adjustments against that I
that
know.
node lock on different boards.
Say it again. We're losing you, Scotty.
Okay. Oh,
You're
chat.
there, but you're not there. Okay, say it again, Scotty.
I'm going to say it back.
Okay, you're still not with us. Now, when I do this, I'm going to go through this hand as I'm going to end this hand by just going through how we probably should have played it and seeing what our call threshold is. And then I'll move on to a couple more hands, and I'll hand it over to you, Brian. Does that sound good, guys?
Sounds good.
I think we lost him. We lost. He'll be back soon. So check. He bet 30, which is what he did. We have no
He
check
probably
raise.
checks
I
a
would
lot.
always call here.
Hello, Larry. So
Hey,
how
you're
about
back.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, go
Yay.
ahead.
So how
What were you
about
saying?
when we Friday? Friday.
Oh man, you must be in Oklahoma. We can't hear you. Are you in Oklahoma yet? Oh, you said something in chat.
Artifacting.
Chat. Chat one new. Okay, we lost you.
I think
We
he's
lost you,
saying that
Scotty.
Friday maybe we try and do a node lock
Okay.
against a player. I think that's what he's saying. I don't know.
Yeah, node
Obviously,
locking is kind of like the next geeky step. And
I
frankly,
I I love node locking. I don't like I think I'm not like against solver. I'm hesitant, but like I'm not against it. I love to understand it to understand how people are making mistakes and how to exploit them. But I don't want to follow solver against people that are playing super terrible. So it's like
yeah.
more of
Well,
I would
I
like to
mean,
node
really the
lock
way
to
to do
see the
it.
response.
Have you ever heard Hungry Horse talk about how he
Yeah, he built his strategy based off of node locking off on
yeah,
what the population tendency does, and then how the solver responds to those
yeah, so that's why
tendencies.
I'm saying it. It's just interesting to see, and it will reinforce. Like you gave us some theories as to how to exploit him, and I think your theories are right. Essentially, we check a large part of range because we don't want to get blown off our marginal equity.
Hmm.
So I think we do play a more defensive strategy against an aggressive check raiser. Um, and then it's cool to
I think
put
I
it
also
in.
just need to
It's
overfold to.
it's cool to put that in solver, and then it gets very laborious, right, when you start no locking. But um, and then kind of try to we get as close as we can to what we think this guy's theory is, and then see how solver reacts, and then we can kind of reinforce what it's saying. or if it comes up with something totally different, we can try to figure out why. But
Yeah, I love no locking on a solver. That's one thing that I really like.
it's, I mean, you need to
So
have a real, go ahead, Scotty.
my suggestion was, if how about we do that this Friday, Larry? Take a couple of flops, node lock the villain to check raise all their top pairs, no matter what kicker. And what else do you think he's check raising? Since he's check
I
raising
mean,
too
I
wide,
also
Brian.
think it's better that I think it's also strong hands as well, like two pair
Yeah,
plus. So I think
right.
it's weak top pair, and then but what from what I had seen, it was he kind of was a calling station with weak hands, but would check raise his top pair hands, top pair plus hands far too aggressively. Like he check raised me with ace four on I think I what did I three bet him. He called with ace four suited, and then it came like ace king jack or something like that. So now I had ace queen, and I didn't see bet the flop actually because I was in the position of I think that he's going to check raise far too wide here, and I have a gutter and middle pair, and I don't really want to get blown off of this hand. So I and a backdoor flush, I believe. So I checked, and then he because I was in position. Then he checked again, and then on this when he checked again, I started to lead out because I think there was weaker hands that I could get to call, and that's when he raised me. But and that he was with ace four. He had top pair, weak ass kicker.
Right. Yeah. So Larry, if you can set up a couple of flops and do that node lock of every top pair plus. And do you think he check raises any second pairs, Brian?
I don't think I not that I had seen. I not I mean I can't confirm
Okay,
that,
All
so
but
right.
from what I had seen, he just called
yeah,
down
so
the
let
second pairs.
So full disclosure, guys,
so let's do yeah.
full disclosure, um, I am too cheap to node lock. This open
Ah,
source solver does not have a node locking ability. I'd have to buy
oh,
GTO
okay,
plus.
okay,
Okay,
gotja. All
And
right,
maybe.
I'm
so
not, yeah, it's 75 bucks, but whatever. I'm a
maybe
cheap
Brian
ass
will do that for
motherfucker.
a month when you get a chance. Okay, sounds good. And then
Um,
Brian, on the so your adjustment, I think is the absolute right one. Is you're going to go polar, and I also think you're going to overload the value node of your polar strategy. I just was saying I still want you to have some bluffs sitting, and so let's make it the
Weak.
the shittiest bluffs.
Yeah, I think that's what I've missed. I think that everything but
Yeah,
that's what I need to put in is my weakest draws need to be then
yeah,
C bet on
yeah,
flops to
yeah.
generate folds.
Right.
Makes
And
sense.
don't have a 2-to-1 ratio. Don't have 2-to-1 bluffs to value there.
Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna have majorly value.
Yeah,
Majorly
yeah,
value heavy.
right. Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I think we agree that
Sounds
you
good.
now have a more linear C betting strategy. All right, so we'll go
No,
through
no,
this.
not no, 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 Larry.
Super
No,
polar.
not more linear. Super because linear is best and better, and we don't want to do the better. We want to do very best that want to get that are better than his top pair range and a few bluffs. So it's not a linear strategy. It's polar. It's ultra polar with ultra polar and tilted towards value.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I see your
Okay.
point.
Yeah.
All right, so we never donk on this. We check. He should be polar. Um, he doesn't have really any 9x here. He has 9, 8, 9, 7, which are his bluffs.
What
So
are
we'll
you
give
showing
him,
now, Larry? I'm seeing the share the hand. I'm not. Are you looking at a solver output right now?
yes, I am.
We're not seeing it. I got to share a different window.
Okay. Can no one see the solver?
I can't
No, I
see it.
see. We see the hand.
How about now?
Yes,
Okay.
that's a solver.
Sorry. All right. So I just said I'd go through this as it should have been played and just look at what our value threshold is on river. And then I'll show some more hands and we'll pass it on to Brian. So he really should be going polar here. If he does get here with 9-7 with like 30% equity, he is using this as a bluff. So let's give him this. I think My guess is that we're now a little shook. So he's going to bet 94 into 125, right? Here's our stack size. We have 520 behind, 125. If he bets 94 bucks, we're a little shook.
Ooh, ugh.
We're now essentially action EV. We're now essentially indifferent. We don't
Yeah.
really, this is not a profitable call. Notice we still have very few check raises in theory. I gave Solver a lot of check raising sizings. It's not check raising. What does it think kings have? Excuse me. So kings, it has not that much equity in this monotone board. And we are the things we're check raising here are are flushes that are unblocking his best flushes. We want to unblock his queen high flushes, I think here.
Yeah.
So, except interestingly, ace queen is going a little crazy. But
Well,
ace queen is the nuts with the, like 97% equity. But we do a lot of small check raises here with this unblocking here. Kings is 66% equity. What are nines? Nines in the same vote. Okay, so anyway,
How would
we
you
are
adjust to play against this player in the future, considering you saw his hand?
say it again.
How would you adjust your play against this player in the future after seeing his hand?
So I think this goes back to what we were looking at in these custom solves a couple weeks ago. I don't know, maybe a month ago. We're doing a lot more c betting into a weaker range, right?
Mhm.
So if we go back here to the flop, we look at compare graphs. Remember when we were looking at all those three bet pots and they had a very, very wide defend range to a way too wide defend range to a three bet? We were
Oh
doing
yeah,
a shit ton more c
we just see
betting.
bet range basically.
Yeah, we were doing a shit ton more c betting against such a wide range. Like if you look at this one, pull this away. Like if you look at this one, right? This is our out of it. This is a pretty standard middle position RFI range, right? The combos are down here. We're opening 15% of hands, about 205 combos. Here, I gave him 260 combos he's defending with. Now, if we look at what this should be in reality, not in reality, but in theory,
Should be much smaller.
should be like 4% of hands. When we open hijack and he's on button,
This is also a raise to two. You raised
well,
to
it's
five.
8% hands, which is 116 combos, right?
Yeah, I'm saying, but this is with you raising to two when you raised to 5x.
Oh
So
yeah,
his range should
it
be
should be even.
so much tighter.
Actually, if
He
you
should
raise
have
to 5x,
zero calling range. Yeah,
he
he
should
should have
have
no calling
almost
range.
pure three bets here. He shouldn't have any flats.
Oh, he is none when you raise to 5x. It's actually zero.
Yeah, yeah. But we know we know that in reality it's more like this.
Yeah.
It's more like 260 combos he's defending. So the result is that we should be c-betting a lot more. This monotone board is kind of changing things around, but we are, in theory, when he has that many combos, we are pulling c-bets from every single combo in our um we're essentially range c-betting and we're also checking it. Look, you know what this looks more like? It's more like a blind versus blind range. These are the kind of uh strategies we often get blind versus blind. Very wide range versus very wide range, where we have bets from almost every hand in our strategy, but we also have checks from almost every hand in our strategy. This is what it looks like.
It is funny what Scotty said in the chat. He said it actually is true that the way you played this, it would be the exact exploit to play against this guy.
Huh.
look at how much money he put in with second pair no draw
Yeah, you're right.
against your
In a way,
against
we
your
just
top
got unlucky.
against your top pair top kicker.
Yeah.
You mistakenly played it the best way you could play
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh, it's a
Which
story of
also
my
came up,
life.
which by the way came up in against the guy who played too wide and bet too large yesterday. that one of our exploits was he was opening to 5 and 6 big blinds for his reason, and our exploit was to open to 5 big blinds against him for a completely different reason. Not because he raised to 5 big blinds, but because he called too much.
Yeah.
Those big
And he wasn't
bets.
sensitive, wasn't
Right,
sensitive to single raise pots,
right.
open
And
size
he
being much
right,
bigger.
right. And he wouldn't have detected that because he had a five because he was betting 5 big blinds for his reasons.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
we
they just
weren't
don't
playing the same.
think.
Yeah, but we ended up doing it. But we ended up mirroring his play for a different reason than him, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's your point.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So
Right.
to
That's
to
it.
to finish
Oh,
this
Well,
well,
out,
my only
yeah.
thing was
Finish up.
in the future that like my only thing that I'm saying like against a player like this is actually like play it very similar to the way you did play it, and then most rivers I would continue to bet the on the river.
um, yeah, I think that's fine. It was a little. I don't. It was. I mean, obviously, we're betting into a hand
That
that's not
specific
folding,
hand.
but yeah, I think that's fine.
Well, I'm
Um,
saying not even on that river, I wouldn't bet. I agree with the check on that specific river. That's a terrible river against a player like this that you don't want
yeah.
to be betting on. But and then overfolding to his all in on the river. But also like in the future when it's a clean river, I mean, just putting a huge bet in on the river that maybe not even huge. I'm trying to think. I mean, we don't know exactly what he's going to
Well,
do on the
in
river. Maybe he gets away from it finally on the river, but
these are the actual sizes on reverse. So we've got a 0.75 SPR. So really the only size is all in or check.
well, yeah, no, you have more than that. You have 1.1.25.
Raise
Yeah.
is
300, your stacks for
Yeah, you're right. I'm
426.
misreading the reading. I hate it when I do that. Yeah, it's
can.
1.25.
Here's another exploit. It's very exploitable back, but I don't hate it. Consider raising his big blind with a larger size than normal. Um, with not just the best, not your absolute best part of your range, just the top half of your
And his
of that
button.
opening range.
Yeah.
And his button.
And his
He's probably
button,
going to
and his
defend
button.
button super wide.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And
Did he straddle or was it a straddle from
yeah,
under the gun?
The straddle
he did.
was in the straddle was UTG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I love when someone that I know is sticky and I have a very strong hand and they straddled, I'm raising it massively because they are just not folding when they
Yeah,
yeah,
straddle on the
yeah.
button, especially on the
yep,
button.
This is definitely a big raise.
yeah,
$20 to start this hand, but I see your point.
yeah. So nice.
All right, so I'm gonna just show one more thing and then we'll go. Then we'll go on to the next hand. So here he mostly, I mean, he's got some small bets. I think we're calling that. We're still indifferent to a small bet, but if he does this over pot B125,
Fold.
we are we are just folding. We're done with the hand. He wins.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um, it looks like we're indifferent, but I think yeah, we just fold. So I kind of screwed his hand up, but what? No, let's just look what our calling range is. So if we do get here, and then we'll move on. If we do get here,
Boats, obviously. Well, yeah, boats,
boats, boats, boats,
quads,
boats, boats. Let's look at it this way.
and your
flushes, flushes.
I'm
So we
just
can look at it this way. This is a linear equity graph, the city map, city chart.
yeah,
So king queen is
Blocking a flush.
blocking a flush and calling. Ace king is blocking the flush and calling.
in actuality though, do you really want to call
Jack
here
is
with king
blocking.
queen blocking the flush?
I think it's important to block a flush in this situation. He's repping a flush. I think it's. I mean, I think that your um skepticism of the value of blockers is good. I think it makes sense to have that skepticism, but I think when it comes to like a flushy board, it kind of makes sense.
Well, what he's telling you here is I have trips or a flush.
He is.
And yeah,
He's just
you
not supposed to
block
have
a
very many
queen
nines to
high
get here. But
flush. Yeah, you block a queen high flush, but he has, I mean, also a massive part of what he's defending on the big blind is suited aces and suited connectors, most likely. So just a ton of more flushes than just the queen high flush.
Well, what I thought he was defending a lot more of, frankly, is
I mean, that could be wrong. I think that, but I do think that there's a large portion of his range that is
I
going
think
to
he has a
be
lot more of
suited.
these than he should.
I agree. That's probably true as well.
And
Yeah,
these have a naked
but also remember that.
ace club.
I mean, the player that defends Queen Nine offsuit is absolutely defending. I'm not 100%, but is absolutely defending 7-6 suited, like every single time. Ace, all of the suited aces,
Yeah, that's
tons of
true.
suited kings. Obviously, he's defending a lot of suited queens then as well.
I mean, and we can go, yeah, it's kind of a basic, isn't it? Like we can overfold to outsized aggression.
Yeah,
And
especially
so,
after you double barrel
yeah, and then
big
so I kind of
sizes.
made a mistake here in that I got super focused on his flush draws and didn't spend and when it missed, I checked giving him a chance to bluff his busted FDs, and but he didn't have busted FD interrupts.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll move on to the next hand. Let's go find where our threshold is. Tens with the club. That's a pretty good threshold to think about here. That's a pretty fucking hardcore hero
That's pretty
call.
low. Yeah, that's below a king.
I think
I
we
don't
can
think.
avoid that.
I think I fold that.
All right, that hand is done. What else do I have? Hands that I don't want to give away. Um, I think this is an interesting hand. So I maybe can fold this because of because I want to use a larger. This is a hand that actually folded around. We're short-handed towards the end of the night.
On the button, I'd open it.
And
It's a
I'm
good
on the
rub.
button. We know in theory it's an open on the button, right?
Yeah, not with this
Yeah,
sizing, but
But
I would
not with
open
this
it just because
sizing.
it's the button.
Yeah, exactly. So I open this. I choose to play this. So what? Do I have any note in this guy?
Wild card.
Yeah, unschooled kid. He's kind of a wild card. I think he's all over the place for the last 2 hours or 3 hours I've been playing with him. High V pip, like did apply aggression, but in weird spots.
I think I'd still
Oh,
fold.
this is
I'd
what
still fold.
happened.
that's what happened. Is he did that? Yeah,
So I showed you
this
one of
one.
these hands before
Yeah.
where he did like this weird min bet. And
Uh,
and
I,
so what do we do with ace four? Do we fold this hand?
I would fold.
Look
Ace
at
four
I
suited
mean,
is an absolutely a call. Ace four
oh
offsuit,
yeah,
I'm probably just gonna fold.
you're gonna fold this?
ace
Yeah,
six one
it's
definitely fold. Definitely folding ace six and ace seven. Ace four. I'm considering
Ace
losing eight
five, we're
dollars more.
raising.
Huh.
Ooh, you're raising the ace five there. I'm not.
Ace five suited, raising it.
Oh, suited different. Suited different.
Yeah, that's different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ace four off, folding it.
Yeah. Ace
even
six
at the
off. Definite
small
fold.
size, it's like, yeah.
So we gotta call what, another $8 here?
Yeah.
Pot odds of all right. Maybe we fold it.
I guess it really depends what the player, I mean, player specific. If you've seen this guy doing these small raises and it's super strong value hands, then yeah,
Yep.
just
I
fold.
think
If you see him doing this with
That's
a
better.
bunch of bullshit when he's on the button versus or when he's on in the big blind just trying to take it down, then
So we go to 10, that's 13. We got he we have to call another 8. Pot odds were being offered about 27%. I don't
yep.
know, man.
I
We're
don't
getting
know
good
either.
odds. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're getting good
So
odds. Like calling isn't horrible.
no.
yeah.
And if we
No,
think we
So
can outplay this guy on the button,
it's
then
gonna be so hard to outplay somebody with ace four is the problem.
yeah, it's a really
You
shitty
well,
don't
hand
know where
here.
you don't know you know you don't
when we get the
you're
wheel,
yeah, you get the wheel, that'd be good. So I
We're
think
wheel drawing here.
yeah, I think we know we're going to call with all our two Broadway hands here. We're going to call with with a queen 10 off and the king jack off. All those hands that we would normally fold, that we would instantly fold to a three bet. I think we call to a three bet of this size.
So maybe we fold. Let's also think about the properties of this hand. If the stack depth are playing around 200 big blinds deep, the value of this hand goes down, right? Because our top pair is going to go down in value here.
Yeah.
Oh, tremendously down.
So maybe
We're not going to call to the river with an ace. With an
this is
ace high
such a
flop.
weird spot because we're not, none of us studied this shit. Now we know this hand is an auto muck if it's a
Sure.
real size. So then this stuff kind of screws me. It doesn't.
Well,
I don't know if
here,
I'm the way to put this is I don't know if I'm successfully brain solving this well enough. This
well,
requires
I
brain
think that
solving, right? Where we think about the stack depth, we think about the properties of the hand, and we think about the price we're being offered.
I think it's the like a lot of the time we say we don't want to do something because it makes our life easier. Like we don't want to make plays that say like, oh, okay, well, this just avoids a tough decision in the future. But I think that everything tells me other like, yeah, I'm laying it down because one, it makes it you don't want to. It's gonna put you in a tough spot post flop. But also, I just don't think there's any reason to call. I think there's a lot of shit that goes against calling
well,
in general
Yeah.
that makes it like
Yeah, this
that.
might be a
Yeah,
fold. Okay, let's just start at the fundamentals and I'll ask you guys. So the way to analyze what we should do here, I think, is what are the properties of our hand? How's it going to play against this guy's purported range that he's claiming? What's our stack depth? How does that affect the value of our hand? Um,
I
yeah,
have a
those
simple
are
answer
all
to all of it.
relevant.
I have a simple answer to all of those and why this particular one's a fold.
sure.
Okay. So we have to call a lot wider than we normally would. Yes. Done. I claim we have to call all our Broadways here, offsuit Broadways.
Yeah,
You
so
may
let's just
disagree, but I think we need to call Queen 10 and all those.
you know
And
what's
here's
nice
why we
about
can
your
fold the
offsuit
ace four.
broadways is because you can actually make the nuts with the offsuit broadways. You can't make the nuts with this hand.
Yeah, you can 2, 3, 5, but that's going to be my point. This hand can't flop open ended.
no, it
But
can't.
2, 3, 5 still not the nuts. 6, 4.
Yeah,
Like
you're
I'm
right.
saying, like
You
you
can't make.
still
No,
can't
you're
you
right. It's
can't
not the
make the
nuts.
nuts.
You can't make the nuts except for ace, 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 and 4, 4, 4. Yeah, I'm with you. Good idea. Good point. So yes, that's a good reason to fold it. Other good reason to fold it. Can't flop open ended. Other good reason to fold it. Flopping a four can't play on. Flopping ace can only call once or twice and then folds. That's what
Yeah.
it is about the hand. We have a bunch of other hands that we would normally fold that we're going to continue. Something that we would, we're not going to continue with everything. This is a great fold. And and
Yeah, I think you're right.
and of course we fold the ace six and the ace seven because they can't even flop straight.
Maybe think way to think of this hand, maybe it's that. Raise. Let's make this since we're talking about 200 big blinds. A 200, fine. Raise. Oh, raise. Go away.
Okay,
Um,
while you're doing this work, let me argue the other side. Since this guy min three bet, do we expect on an ace high flop his bet is going to be very small? Do we expect this guy is going to be doing small bets? If so, we can get to the river with our ace against small bets.
yeah,
That's a question. You've
this
seen him
guy,
play.
I didn't know much about it.
Okay.
I mean, he was just all over the place. It's very hard to pin him down I mean, sometimes it's very hard to pin him down on what he was up to, really.
Okay.
Like, it was very hard to pin him down I guess the way to put it is, it's very hard to understand what his player class was. Because
Okay.
he sometimes seemed hyper passive, and I'm like, you're not value betting that. Other times he was quite aggressive. But let's
Okay.
just start with the level set here at 200 bigs, right? So this is what we
Hmm.
should, it's our normal defend, where we're
Yeah.
folding six. This is kind of the default you see across all positions. We're folding about 60% of hands to a three bet.
Right.
And this is the region that we just are like, no, thank you. And this is way down here. And a lot of what we're defending is shit that can make the nuts, right? King
Yeah.
high
Yeah.
flush, make the nuts, make the nuts. Suited connectors make the nuts. Small pairs, even twos, can make sets.
Oh
We could,
yeah, we're definitely that's an easy call with twos
yeah,
there.
so we could see we're defending shit that makes nuts. Queen
Mhm.
10, Queen 9 can make straight. That's a nuts.
Yep.
This stuff, it's just not as easy, so we just chuck it. So, well, maybe what I'm too focused on here is the price and not enough on the property of this hand at this stack depth.
But go back to that range
Sure.
and on that price, and now say, let's start expanding. And
Yeah,
so
where does
as you
the expansion
expand,
come?
I'd
Queen eight,
call.
Jack eight suited come in, right? All the we call all the suited kings. Great. We fill out the king jack and the queen jack. Great. We fill out the ace 10, and then I argue king 10, queen 10, jack 10. That's a ton of hands that we've now added in.
Yeah, I agree. I think they come from all the
We
kings
just,
all the way down to king two.
yeah,
And you just add in
King
all of
Jack,
the
King
suited hands
King
and
Jack comes
remove.
in. Ace 10 definitely comes in.
yeah,
Yeah, I think you're right. Jack 8 maybe gets in. Yeah, yeah, not from this region.
yeah, yeah.
I think that's a good way to think about this. It's a good way to brain solve this situation, which you see a lot live and you don't see really
Yeah.
online. All right, so I think you guys are right. I think I was too focused on the price and not enough on the stack depth and the
Mhm.
property of the hand. So I do choose to call.
Right.
Okay, it's interesting. So we do get an ace. We've got a pot of
Great.
$40.
Great.
Now, what we have top pair. What? How can this ever go wrong? So
We we
We
don't
are we
bet.
have a bluff catcher.
We have a bluff catcher and we don't fold on the flop. We
We,
lose some more money
like
on the
like
flop.
w- w- like before the flop, I would think to my brain, I am not going to lose my whole stack with
No.
if an ace flop. That's what you think.
Right.
So we're on a draw for a four.
Right.
We have three outs.
yeah, that's the way to look at
We're
it.
going to check this down.
And we're barely on a draw for the four on this particular board there, Derek.
Yeah.
On this one.
So we don't really
Considering
I'm
we
not
don't really
cut.
want to play a big
he
pot.
still has top of range, king 10, ace king. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
all
Yeah.
that shit.
yeah. We
So
two pairs not so great here.
so we're checking.
Oh
Yeah,
We have a
yeah.
small hand.
this
Oh
almost
yeah.
goes to the old school don't go broke in a limp pot kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
We want a small pot.
So pot's
Yep.
40.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what he bets here. He bets out a kind of standard size.
We have to lose 15 more. We can't fold yet.
Yep.
We have to
Let's
lose
lose
15.
$15. You don't
Oh,
want to
Yep.
lose more than 15.
I know why this hand is interesting. I remember now. So we're calling this.
Good.
So this
Ugh.
5 is pretty brickish. It brings in the clubs.
Yep.
And now he checks.
Great. We check behind.
Yeah, so we
Great.
all agree check behind here, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. All
And now
agree
we
check
and now
behind.
we may lose. We may
All,
if he bets 30, we're going to call it. We
all
could
of his
lose 30 more.
strongest hands continue to bet there. So yeah, you just call off the
Yeah.
river.
Yeah.
So the 7 is again brickish, right?
Very brickish.
Doesn't complete the 7, doesn't complete any flushes, it's not a club.
Mhm.
We love the 7.
And
Love
then
the
he
7.
goes hyperpolar. Not, I guess this is not hyperpolar. He goes polar and overbets. So
Ugh,
now
We
we've
shall
got the bet check bet line. What do we know from
it's a small bet
pool
though, and
tendencies
usually
about
when
the bet check bet line? What do we know?
it's over bluffed.
Over bluffed.
So our bluff catcher we know has more value here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that a safe estimate?
Yes.
Well, what does he check the turn with?
He checks a turn with hands that
King, queen, king, jack, king nine suited,
he checks
pocket
his no
queens,
equity
pocket
hands,
jacks.
right? He checks a lot of stuff like queen 9 would be a good one. Like if we're gonna give him king 9 suited, he checks that. We're
All
gonna
of his
give him
kings
so
probably check,
probably
right?
yeah, I mean he checks he doesn't check an ace a lot. He doesn't check a better ace than me a lot, but he checks.
How about ace 6 suited, ace 7 suited, ace 8 suited, ace 9 suited?
I think he checks that. But
Yeah.
yeah, we lose to those, you're right.
Yeah. Just
So
saying.
yeah,
Just
those are in
saying.
there.
The question is, does he bet those on the river though?
After it
Um
goes check,
For a
check,
massive
maybe.
size, for a big
No,
size.
not for a big
No, for
size.
a big
Not for a
size.
big
No.
size. Good. Yes. They're smaller.
yeah,
So
this is a very polar sizing.
this is like 90% of the time a bluff, or an A7 or that caught two pair.
Let's go to
It's
90%.
Crazy seven
or
seven, crazy five
yeah,
five.
yeah, some random shit. So this is a very strong hand or a total air ball.
So you have to
And
win like what, 34% of the time here, 35% of the time to be profitable.
Yeah.
yeah, and what are his hands that beat you? That's check the turn. A7, pocket
So he's
sevens.
going to have some traps around like Queen Jack. I think is going to trap sometimes. Set of aces is going to trap check sometimes.
Queen Jack is not checking on the turn, I say,
Uh,
No,
because
Queen
of the
Jack
flush
isn't.
draw.
Sets of aces
Only
aren't gonna
Queen Jack,
check.
only Queen Jack of clubs. It's the
yeah,
only
maybe
one
you're
that
right.
does.
Maybe you're right.
That's what I
Um,
So
say. Could be
yeah.
wrong, but that's what I say.
So he's got that's a very top of range, but also I think more of his checks are going to be hands with no that he's kind of thinking about giving up with. So like
Hmm.
stuff that miss, like like he's got like some queens nine here, so queen eight.
Yep.
Maybe he
mhm.
wants to get a check back and go for the miracle jack.
Yep.
So I think we can come to conclusion: is this an overbluffed or underbluff line? It's an overbluff line. We have a bluff catcher. I think we get to call. So I
The only
call.
thing that
Yep.
bothers me is the sizing.
It's very polar, and he's got
Yep.
just
Yeah.
what we
Yay.
expect. He's got like
Yay.
queen two, and he wants to realize his equity and hit that miracle jack. He just and then when we check back, the only way he's going to win. I mean, I think what happens with people here is they say, "Well, fuck, the only way I'm going to win this is if I bet." You're not thinking about the quality of the hand, not thinking about what my range is. They're only thinking about, well, if I don't bet, I'm not winning, so I'm going to fucking bet.
I would make this play and I would bet significantly larger. I would put you in a fucking blender on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just I'd
it's
be betting
true.
Yeah.
like 175 probably.
I did go into the blender
Yeah.
here,
And
but
we
I
were going to
decided
fold,
the
and we were going to fold to that.
I decided here that the line allowed for calling. I decided we all know the bet check bet line is one of the
Yep.
most bluffed. We've got a good
Yep.
bluff catcher. We'd like our four to connect something, we'd like our four to be a jack or a queen here. That would be ideal. But I think that's probably the best side card. But yeah, so
Yep.
that was that hand.
Good call, Larry.
Good call.
So I've
And I still like the fold pre-flop better.
yeah, I think you're right.
Even,
I think this is a fold pre-flop. I think you're right about that.
yeah. Because if he had played it, because his play is, of course, his pre-flop play is, of course, weird. But if he bets his draw, if he triples off, we do fold. So he can win that. He can win that hand by playing it better.
Yeah, I agree. So,
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
all right.
Yep.
So I am leaving myself aggro hero here. I don't quite remember why. Oh, something about this her situation. This is a woman. This is another min bet. And we're pretty deep. We're 200 big blinds deep. This is she's short. She's playing 50 bigs.
All day call.
Yeah.
All day
I
call.
remember what
Keep
I
the
do
button
here.
in.
This is very interesting play I chose. And I'm curious what you guys think. I remember what this hand is. So she's at 50 bigs, $100. This flatter is on 100 bigs, and we're opening from early position on a not six max table.
I like
So we
sevens.
open to five. He
Great.
flats. She does a min bet. She only has 87 behind. Fold. I choose to turn this into a four bet bluff.
Oh,
And I chose to do that because I want to play my sevens against this woman face up.
Only.
I don't know why it's important that she was a woman, but she was, and she was playing a short stack, and she just been got like lost like $400, $500, like
Right.
20, like 10 minutes before, and she had not reloaded.
is it bad that I want to keep the button in for implied odds so when I flop a set I can cooler the shit out of the button because small one only has 100.
Yeah, so this hand doesn't really have the qualities to do this. I think we want to we want to do this more with marginal ace X and king X hands, I think, that have a blocker to her aces and kings. So like ace five suited is the perfect example of a four bet bluff here. But like maybe we then add in like ace four suited, maybe we add in like king nine suited here. King five, king six suited is interesting here. But I think generally we want blockers to aces and kings here when we play this game.
And your
But
plan, your intent here, I assume, is you raise, button folds, she jams, you call, and you go against ace king, ace queen, right? That's what you're hoping. I mean, you're hoping
yes,
everybody folds, but when everybody
But the other
doesn't fold, that's the way you're going, right?
that is where, yeah, I'm
Okay,
thinking that I'm going to
okay,
stack off with my sevens at 50 bigs here.
right.
I
Okay, let's see
understand
what
it, but
happens.
when she calls, you have no playability post flop. Like when he folds on the button and she calls, which is not impossible because sometimes people do weird shit where they just call instead of putting it all in. You have no playability on the flop to, try and steal pots against a stack of
Well, what do you know?
55.
That's what exactly what
Yeah,
happened.
there it
Yeah,
is.
you're just going to jam everything that does every flop that isn't ace king high,
Yeah.
So,
right?
what do you think of my choice to turn this into a four bet bluff and try to go up against the short stack here
I don't
and
like it.
I,
capture this
I
dead
want to
money?
play, I want the button in.
Okay, and it's because you want us to use this as a set mining, right?
Yeah, I
Especially
want
when
to
she's
set mine
offering us this
cooler.
bet, this stupid three bet price.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's why. Is that
Yeah, I don't.
you
You don't like
you
playing for set mining
yeah.
versus short stacks. So you want the big stack in
And yeah, you
Yep.
want the
if
100
you're
big blind stack in
set
too.
mining.
Right. Now, one thing to keep in mind here, you don't have as much power here as you think you do, because when you call this, you're not closing the action. I don't expect the button to come over the top, but they can. They're still
Okay.
there.
In my defense, Jonathan Jaffe did make the similar play last night.
All right, go Jonathan. He was in a he was in a tournament. You're in a cash game.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, I think this is better with an ace and king blocker.
Mhm. Yeah,
I think you guys there's a lot of value in what you're saying about
yeah,
using this as set line.
yeah.
My view here is that she is a little bit tilted. Her size is stupid, and we are opening from we are first to act here. We're opening from EP, which should make us very strong. Also, everybody knows I'm tight as fuck. I'm playing like
That's good. Does her
24,
tilting
24% of hands.
do you think her tilt makes her more likely to fold to your reasonably sized four bet, or more likely to fuck it and jam her last stupid 80 chips? I lost 400 already. Fuck these 80 chips. And then there you are against hands like Queen 10 that you don't even.
Well, I'm curious what your answer is more, because you've got more experience about this live. I have a clear answer, but I'm curious what your answer is.
I think that there's a lot of fuck it. I
Yeah,
think
I
there's a lot of
think
fuck
there's a
it
lot
after
of
tilt.
I am behind. I'm emotionally tilted. I want to catch up. I want to see a flop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think that happens a lot here.
Yeah, I think
So
folds. I think folds take discipline, and I think tilt is the opposite of discipline.
yeah, tilt definitely deteriorates discipline. So I chose to use this as a four bet bluff. I think that you guys are probably right that this is better as a
Like
more conventional set mine, giving such an attractive price.
like
It
w-
does. Go ahead, Derek.
what? I don't think. I think going for a four bet bluff is okay against this person, but this isn't the hand to do it.
Yeah,
I think this is the wrong hand
I think we want to use. Well,
because
let's just look.
the prop like when there's small stacks and big stacks, I always try to make the best play against the big stacks.
If we are in, let's just level set call,
And the other thing is that guy that called your
please.
10 is never folding to eight more.
This is at 200 bigs, but whatever.
Absolutely, he's still in.
Button. So where are our four butts?
That's where we make all our money is on the bigger
What
stack.
did I do wrong here? Onto the gun. Raise. Button call. Oh, here we are. Under gun. All right. So this is our four bet range. The obvious magic quadrant here.
Yep.
Value.
Ace kings and ace five.
And then it's the ace five, ace four. and then
Bluff.
smatterings down here. But we really want to focus on. We can shove all this shit into ace five, I think,
Hmm.
and we could shove all this into ace five and shove all the city connectors into ace five.
Right. And now go back. Don't just show the raises. Show the calls also. Show them both. And then the other change is because of her sizing. How do you exploit her size? You get to call with all your sevens, all your sixes, all your fives. That's the
Yeah,
exploit. You get to call
and
with queen
also
jack
maybe
suited and king jack suited
Deuces, threes, fours,
100%.
fives.
what about
All.
suited
Yeah. Well,
connectors?
deuce the threes for it.
I would fold them.
Yeah.
I would fold them.
I wouldn't.
Actually, well, with the big stack behind, never mind. I'll call.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
against her, if I'm heads up with her, I'm folding them.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
so yeah, we expand here, suited connectors. We probably pull in all of ace five, all of ace four, even though we're gonna four bet that sometimes. Actually, probably we four bet these a lot more. Suited connectors
Yeah.
come in a lot more. All right, I think you're
So
right.
so I think that for proper play against the big stack is the like
What to focus on.
I'm totally happy calling the 50 and I mean calling the 18 and letting the
Button
button in.
into the hand.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
fine.
We,
That's
we we
fine.
all think that's best. We all think that's the best play here,
Yeah, I generally don't try
with
to
the
isolate
caveat
super
that
small
sometimes the
stacks
button takes it away from you. Yeah.
with
All right. So
hands
let's
that
see what
play well
happens.
post.
Okay, so now it gets interesting. She calls SPR is less than 0.5, right? It's about half,
So
0.5.
we just shove it in.
We don't get a chance. She donks it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Uh,
she beat us.
And we
She
never we
beat
never
us.
folded. So this clearly missed all her broadways, right? We do have a pure bluff catcher, but
Yeah.
so many fucking broadways are in this. I think we always call here.
Yep.
yep.
Being given
All her
25%
all
price
of her
and
over pairs just jammed the flop anyway. So, this is I just want to take it down. Or I hit
Yep.
a nine with some random shit that I was playing.
Yeah.
yeah, king queen.
Yep.
Great.
Oh, wow.
Yep. That's the right play.
We didn't need we
That is
wasted a
very
seven.
fucking tilted for call to a four bet. That is
Okay.
a hard.
Yep.
That is okay. Fine.
And
You put
there's
that
your
in
answer.
a three bet bluff range, but that is a horrible call to a four bet. That is
Yep.
tilted as fuck. This is
Right.
why
And
this
she,
Okay.
game
and we
is
assume that
profitable.
that her play was going to be this. Yeah. And we assume that her play in her mind um was I'm going to call and I'm going to jam on any flop that doesn't have an ace.
I don't but yeah, when she calls, but I think that if you just call the three bet pre-flop, it plays out very differently and you might be able to stack off player nine by the river. I mean, if you stick
Yeah.
around. Because I don't think she's going to start just jamming into two people when she only made it 18 pre-flop. She made it 18 pre-flop instead of a real size because she didn't want to play for all of the money.
Yep.
So she's
Yep.
not going to just jam that shit in on the flop. You check behind. Depending on what happens, he bakes one bet. You're not folding to one bet, slows down to an ace most likely, depending on if he actually made a pair on the flop. And now you get to drill a set on the river and stack off player nine.
Yeah, I actually did get a set on the river. Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm quite motivated to take hands heads up, as you know. So, but I think we want different qualities of this to four bet bluff.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Also,
two
what I
more
said is
Can I
hands.
very
And I'm
assumptuous.
leaving.
can I ask you another question about the previous hand about the bet check bet line? You say that's often a bluff.
I think
Yeah.
the thought is that is an
It's usually
by
more of a
humans
bluff
that's
when
an
you,
overbluffed line.
well, it's more of a bluff though when you're in position and they check, you bet, they call, you check the turn after being checked to, then they bet the river on a non-nut changing card is when it's mostly bluffed. But out of position, yeah, that's a bluff a lot of the time.
Yeah. And then look at the other one. Look at the in position version. You check, they
Especially,
bet, we call. On the turn, it goes check, check. On the river, you check, and they bet one more time.
yeah.
That's awesome. So all of those bet check bet lines um are uh if they're not over bluffed, they're bluffed closer to the right frequency than the other lines.
Yeah,
like
that's a
the
good
check
point.
raised turn bet river is not
especially
is under
Because we
bluff.
know no human is getting to the level of solver when it comes to bluffs.
especially this spot too, when if any strong hand continues to bet on the turn when a card comes out that can counterfeit their hand by the river.
Yep,
So it's just a very high frequency that it's a bluff.
right. As we said, queen. My belief was queen jack never checks that turn unless it's the absolute
Queen
queen
jack.
jack of clubs. I
Yep.
have the
Oh, yeah,
nuts.
yeah,
I have a redraw. I don't care what card comes off. I'm fine.
yeah. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah. Um, that's good.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, so I don't remember this hand, even though I just heavy lip, no Viagra. This guy was like just limping all night.
Right.
I'm in a small blind. He just limps.
If you see somebody limping all the time, what is the thing you most want to see in a couple of hands? And I'll just
Showdown.
answer since you want to see, yeah, you want to see him raise. You want to see an open raise to go with his limps.
You want him to
Then
be splitting range, yeah.
you want to be splitting range because although open limping all your playable hands is not the best play, it's not easy to play against when
Yeah,
they open
especially
limp
when there's
ace.
nutted.
Right, when they open limp ace king and queen queen also, it's not their most profitable way to play, but it is hard to play against. But if they are raising those and limping the others, like our guy yesterday, life is good.
Agreed.
Okay, queen seven.
Yeah, they're playing. Yeah, it's just such a good tale to listen to.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so I decided this is like not good enough to ISO against an EP limper
Hell
behind.
yeah.
Or just
It is
over
good
it.
enough or not good enough to ISO.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
just
with
over.
you. Highly, I'm agreeing. Hell yeah, this is
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
good
just
enough to
not good enough.
complete.
So I
This is a great
decided
way to lose one big blind. I'm
I put in
all
a
in favor of
dollar
it. I love it.
and we're going four ways with Queen seven. And
Yay.
we get a gutter and an over and a backdoor. We check, we
Yay.
check. Oh, this guy dunks for a small size. Well, he dunks big. I got a little weird here.
That's a small size.
Well,
Just because
absolute, but
comparatively to the
not.
pot,
Yeah,
it's
it's
big,
a.
but
Yeah, I mean, I well that let's remember what we're playing. We're playing a game of risk reward, right?
Hmm.
Where we're
mhm.
balancing risk, which is where risk is measured as a percentage of pot versus reward. Absolute, so if thinking poker players, absolute size doesn't matter. All that matters is what's our relative risk reward measured by the amount of money we need to invest relative to what our return will be.
Yes,
Keyword
but
thinking.
yes, but no, that's how we. Yes, but the other thing and the other thing that every thinking poker player is, what are they thinking? And since they think in absolute sizes then matter to you.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So this
Still
is
think the
this is
keyword was thinking.
yeah. So I didn't know what to. This is really fucking awkward. Probably I should just fold, but I've got a gutter to the nuts four ways. I didn't. I just decided to be passive here. I don't really like this play. I think this is just a little. This. What do you guys think I should do here?
Call.
I would
Well,
consider
honestly,
raising.
well that yeah, because you're a badass motherfucker, and I
This
don't mean that.
is, I
I don't
mean,
mean
this,
that facetiously. Man, you should go back and watch those Jonathan Jaffe videos. You'll love the way he plays this game.
I definitely need
Hmm.
to. You've said it multiple times, and when you talk about his plays, and I want to see maybe I can get some more logic behind the plays I make here. But my logic
Yeah.
behind raising here is I don't really think it's. I mean, it's really not a bad call, but no one has expressed that they have anything very strong here. I mean, he bet $5. That's a lot of pair plus gutters. Not going to love a lot of aggression here. Let's apply it now and steal the pot in the future
Yeah,
if we
yeah.
don't hit it.
I mean, and also let's not forget if we apply aggression here, we're applying aggression to four people. That's four
Three.
Yeah,
ranges.
Three.
I think the
Yeah, three
strongest range here is the guy second that
is the
called the
donker.
first caller. Yeah,
It's the donker,
I
the
think
big
it's the
blind.
first caller.
Well, I think it's the donker, right? The donker now is betting into three people
For a really
for a
tiny
relatively big
size.
size, including the initial limper. I think big blind has the strongest range, frankly.
Okay.
Um, oh, one more thing. Or if you don't want to go, but look at a picture, see what he looks like. Go, Brian, go and watch, go to the replay of last night's 13-hour stream, and then fast forward and look for his hands.
Okay.
He plays some fucking gangster play last night.
Yeah.
All right. So I decided to call. I do not know how I feel about this. There might be a place to check raise. I don't have a check raise in me
I
against three
like the
people with this
call.
hand class.
I like the call there. Call is good.
Oh, that's right. This can gets interesting now. Now this is why this hand is interesting. Now we've got 33% of the nuts. Well, we can argue it's not the nuts in some cases, but oh, that's right. That's what happens to this hand. We got a really good hand.
We got a really
Now
good hand. Let's see what we face.
checks
Ooh.
around.
Great.
Well, look at
Oh,
that. We have 80% of a straight flush. That's got to count, right?
Let's bet big.
we also
So
have a
Because
this is
flush.
where I get mergy as fuck. We have 30 bucks
big.
in, and I get mergy. This is why I brought this, because this is an error. I choose to induce
Boo.
with a non-nutted hand. And this
Okay.
is not,
Oh,
this is
Let's
really
see if it
dumb.
works. See if it works.
This is really dumb. And we get a raise, 35
Oh, good.
bucks.
Good.
Or is it good? What are,
damn.
what are we doing here? Is this good enough to re-raise or do we just call?
Yes. We can
Yeah, I'm putting
re-raise
it all
because
in.
because he has sevens. Because he can overvalue a seven there.
What size would
He
you
can
I'm sure
need?
you
overvalue
just
seven
call.
ten.
All in.
All in. All in.
Yeah, he's only got 58 bucks behind.
All in. And then just lose to the ace and the king high flush.
Okay, well, I chose to call because
No.
yeah, this
I
is too
want to lose
good.
more money.
So third nuts is, I think a king high flush here is clear raise. I think third nuts is pushing it, facing
Here,
aggression.
here's how I think I can clarify your thinking on this hand,
Sure.
which is when you bet the five, the reason you didn't bet big here was you were trying to induce.
Yes.
You got what you wanted.
Yeah, but this is emergent.
If
This is why I don't like my plan, why I'm bringing it to
right,
the group.
if you don't think if you didn't think the queen was big enough to take advantage of this, why did you make this happen?
Yeah, because this is merging. I'm
Yeah,
merging.
yeah,
This is the definition of a mergy play.
right.
This is me stuck between
Mm,
two head. This is me stuck between two minds of BSTIing here with a non-nutted hand, third nut hand, not first or second nut hand. So I am stuck in a head between inducing and check calling
Let's say
or
that that
big betting.
wasn't the five of hearts. Let's say it was the deuce of hearts. Then we have an argument to be made of whether you should jam or not. Because the deuce of hearts doesn't lead to a four liner. The four liner is why you have to jam here.
Yeah, I see your point. Because he has enough sevens that can pay us.
Yeah, yeah, the sevens that thought that he thought he was playing big.
And fuck the
Yeah,
blockers.
yeah.
What blocker?
Fuck
Oh,
the
you
blockers.
block it to a seven. Yes, you block one of the sevens. You block
Fuck
one
it though.
seven.
They can still have sevens. It doesn't mean
Yeah,
they
that's
Yeah,
can't
true.
have them.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, it'd be better. It would certainly be better if you had queen five here.
So I just call and he had the nuts.
Oh well.
So who
mm.
cares? We lose, but the question, I'm not so worried about losing. What I'm worried about is what my choice was on. Well, I'm a little fucking bitter about losing, but I'm more worried about the quality of my play here, and it's mergy. I don't like it, and I think you guys. I think also I've talked about this before. If we bet pot here and he shoves the rest of his, well, then pot odds are going to be fucking stupid.
Yeah, you
But
may have to lose all your money in a different order.
yeah, exactly. I didn't lose all my money here though because he only made a small raise.
You're
Huh.
also against a short stack here, so this is a spot where if they are sitting 300 effective, I'm not going to be loving It's gonna be a very different spot.
Let me ask you this a different way. Am I really my question about this hand is am I not properly valuing this straight, or is this just a cooler?
I mean, it's a cooler.
Hmm.
It's it's a cooler that you didn't get coolered on because he only had $100 in his stack to start.
Yeah. So maybe this isn't. So that's really what this comes down to. Am I overvaluing the queen high flush in this run out? Or
Well, you should never fold here. None of us are folding
no,
here.
no, no
I
one's
think your queen high flush has way more value because it's backdoor.
it's backdoor and also, it's not four-door flush here, it's three-door flush.
Yeah, it has
Right.
more value because it's backdoor with a four to a straight. I mean, it's
Yes.
like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
makes it like 20 times more valuable in my head. If it was a two-tone board that came out and the regular flush came and this happened, I wouldn't be loving it
Yeah.
because he played it like a flush draw. But
Yeah.
Or if the flop had gone check, check, check around. If the flop had
And you
been
have a good
checked
point about
around.
the seven being out there that could pay us. So that's
Yeah.
that's a valid point.
Yeah.
All right. I have one hand. I'll go through this quickly and I'll hand it over to someone else. And I think I fucked up this hand because I did not hide their hand. I did not
Okay.
hide their hand accidentally.
That's fine.
headphones and sunglasses.
Yeah, so this is like,
I hate those guys. I may be young, but I hate them.
yeah. So do you see these at your place?
Yeah, and I know I'm going to take all their money in the easiest fashion because they're the worst players there. They just watch professional players and then make the
Uh,
largest mistakes and open limp from under the gun every single
The,
time.
you know, I had this thing that happened to me with this guy with headphones on. I flick in a $5 chip and say
As
five
all,
hundred,
uh,
and then they flick in a $5 chip and lose their whole stack
that's on
because they
them.
got headphones on.
oh,
Yeah,
that's I don't, is that an angle? Did you do it on purpose?
Sounds angry.
Definitely because he has headphones on, right? If
Yeah,
he
that's
wants to be
naughty.
if he
it's
wants to
on
be
you.
deaf to the table and not hear what I'm saying, fuck him.
Yeah, that's on you. You don't get to make that as
Yeah,
an
it's on
So
excuse
him.
either.
He's
so
making a
I
mistake.
flick in 500 and say all in,
Yeah,
and he's got like
that's. I mean, he did
2,000
take
in
his
front of him
headphones
and he
off for the
loses it all.
hand.
I don't do exactly that, but I put one chip in when I'm all in because I don't want my whole to push my whole stack. It just looks more scary unless I'm bluffing. When I'm bluffing, I'm like, oh yeah, let's fucking all
Well,
in
there's
and
our
put the whole
tell.
stack out.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
All
play
right.
against me.
Everybody knows how to beat everybody on YouTube. That's how you beat Brian. Okay.
So he
So I'm going to
flats.
say one thing and then go on,
Yeah.
which is, and it's not an argument. I'm just going to say it, which is um, I don't like the angle shooting nature uh, of the $5, 500, but that's just me. Now we move on.
Okay.
So I don't want to do that because I don't feel good about that inside, and I like to feel good inside. Okay, moving on.
All right. So
I like
we
to
get
feel
this
good inside.
flop. So I think this generally we can bet king high flops. Oh, this is a monotone board again.
Yeah,
I chose to check here. I
I
think
like
checking
it.
is fine with this hand. He does bet here. He bets a standard. Yeah, how pot. I don't think we're
Yep,
folding yet
not
when
yet.
we're
Nope.
drawing to a queen, even though it's monotone.
We're not drawing to a queen. 8 9 8 9 8 9 Jack Queen
Oh yeah,
King.
and we're not. Sorry, I fucked
No,
up. I was looking
no.
at.
We're drawing to a check check is what we're drawing to.
Yeah, well put. I hate it when I. Anyway, so
Yeah,
now this is where I think we have a sizing tell.
20 to
that's
25.
10.
10 to
Stays
25.
small.
It's another half pot. A little bit more than half pot.
Yeah.
This isn't much of a
Well,
sizing tell, actually.
well,
No, we can.
what does he do with strong hands here? I think he bets larger.
Yeah, this is not scream strength.
No, could easily be a king.
I mean, if he's thinking about it somewhat intelligent, you have a ton of draws that aren't going anywhere. So let's put more money in with our king and get you to call.
So
Yeah.
here's where really, I mean, we all can get behind, I think, a crying call and turn. Here's where I got a little caught up. I don't know if this is a good call. I got a little caught up on blocking the straight, but I don't think it matters because the flush is out there.
No.
So I check, and then he overbets. Well,
Hmm.
it's not really much of an overbet, but he essentially goes pot.
That was a good bet from him.
Yeah, I think I would. I think I would revert here to the I should call with jacks sometimes and fold with jacks sometimes. So let's call with the jack of spades and fold with them.
Yeah, yeah. I think I got.
Because blockers, Brian,
Well,
blockers.
we are blocking, right? We're blocking 10 jack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and he is also blocking 10 jack and the flush, which maybe why he made this. He's got a pretty good bluffing hand. He's blocking the nuts two ways. Not the nuts. He's blocking a flush and the nut straight two ways.
I really
So
like this guy. Is this guy a decent player? I like
he's
this player
yeah,
a
he's
lot.
he's pretty good. He's pretty good. He was
He
I had
took
not played him before, but he was pretty good. He was kind of an
this is
asshole with his sunglasses and he didn't talk and he checked race a lot.
this is a really
Oh,
good size. I
sounds
like the
sounds good.
size a ton.
Yeah, I think he's a good player.
I
But
like the size a lot
yeah, I
Talk
think
about why you
he's
like that size, Brian. What do you like about it?
because it's gonna be hard to get a king to fold, and against the standard person in this player pool, I don't really want to try and get a king to fold. I think you can get them to fold, but it's gonna be tough, especially when you raise, they're all putting you on ace king or whatever. I mean, and strong kings here. It's gonna be pretty tough to get the king to fold. And then you are still running into some brick walls. So there's brick walls that just aren't going anywhere, ace high flushes that are not going anywhere
Right.
that might play this way.
Okay.
So
So let's get ace
you're
nine offsuit with the ace
yeah,
of spades to fold. Let's get pocket
let's
tens,
get
pocket
jacks,
jacks,
tens,
and even queens
queens.
to
Yeah.
fold.
Yeah, let's
All
bet
right.
big enough to get them to fold all of their draws that we don't beat and their weaker pairs, and then let's fold. Let's just not try and make a king or a flush fold.
Right. Because only a fool would call with this is with jacks, right? And cue the river.
and I choose to hero this. Hyper
Oh,
focused on blocking the straight, which really I don't think is that important.
No.
So can he shows the buff. So
I would be pissed off when you made this call. I'd be like, this is exactly what I was targeting.
yeah, this is the hand I'm targeting. I think we have
Well,
to call
don't.
this sometimes. I think Scotty that your choice to delineate when we have the Jack Spade makes sense.
Yeah.
I
Just
think
so you
that's
know,
a good
right
way to look
now,
at this.
this guy's showing his hand to his study group, going, "Look at what this asshole called me with. I bet the perfect size, 100."
Yeah, I'm sure he said old fucker.
30. Yeah.
So anyway, those are my hands. I'm going to pass it on to someone else. Thank you guys. I appreciate your input.
Yep,
Excellent.
good call. You know, I'd be pissed off when you make that call.
So we're going on to Brian hands now.
Yes.
Excellent. Just so you guys know, in about 20 minutes, I'm going to go away and look at the house that my wife grew up in.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
I wanted to finish one thing from last time. When we had our little mini ethics discussion about drunks and people who are mentally diminished and
Yes.
consent, here was the answer that my wife came up with. I wanted to talk to somebody who's, like one of our coaches and see what they think, but I haven't gotten around to it. But I liked her answer, which is it's the casino's responsibility. They're the ones who have responsibility there. And so if you wanted to do something, maybe the best thing is you just go to the floor and say, hey, you just might want to look at what's going on at this table and make a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
If
think you
that's
call it out. Yeah.
Yeah, you call it out to them if you want to. You don't have to. Remember, we completely acknowledge that you do not have to do anything. You can sit there and take his money. Um, but there's the poker etiquette problem. There's the ethics of poker problem that of calling it out at the table. You
Yeah,
know,
that just never seems appropriate, does it? Because then you're
right?
affecting other people's profitability.
Yeah, and you still are, but it's the trolley problem. You're not you're finding the operator of the trolley and saying, hey, there's five guys on that track and one guy in this track. What do you want to do about it? It's your job.
Yeah,
I
That's how
don't
it
mind
is.
exactly.
taking their money. I don't like when people are mean. That's what
Yeah.
that's what I don't like. I
Oh
dislike
yeah.
that part. I don't care. Like
Always.
they came here and they came here most likely sober, decided I'm gonna go have fun, play poker, and get drunk. So like I don't
Yeah.
really find that it's ethically wrong for me to take their money in that situation.
Right.
I just don't like when people are assholes. So
hmm Yep.
I would prefer more of like, hey, tell them to fuck off and stop being dicks
Mhm.
to this guy.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's that part. But let's just spend 30 seconds on this and then move on. Which is so he either came to the thing sober and decided to get drunk and play poker, or he came drunk and decided to play poker. What about Larry's situation where Larry had the belief that the guy was mentally diminished, just that he wasn't capable of making the decision to start with. What do you
That
think about
one's
that run?
tougher.
Yeah,
That
Okay.
it
one's
is
a lot
tougher.
tougher
Yeah.
because it's also like part of that thing is those like those types of people generally don't get to be treated like normal adults, which I think a lot of the time they want to be treated like a normal adult, even though they are
So
mentally
I should
disabled.
take his money.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's, am I wrong though? Because a lot of those people,
No,
they
you're
don't
not
want to be
wrong.
treated that way. Like, they don't want to be pitied usually. So it's
Yeah.
like, why would I? They came here, they may be mentally challenged, but they still have free will and the decision to do things. And this is what they want to do with their free time. So let's let them do that with their free time. And I'm gonna try and take all their money.
Good enough. All right, let's see your hands.
Okay, so this one is a fun one. So, old man thought he was coffee, not coffee. He was more aggressive than most guys that are 75, 80 years old. And I open on the button with King Nine suited. He calls in the small blind. We get this flop. We totally, completely brick it, but that doesn't mean I am going to lose this hand.
Hmm.
This is when I know I'm going to win the hand. When he leads into me for a small
Nuffle.
size. Here we go. I'm just going to call here because this
Good.
isn't 100% a weak hand yet. This is a possibly weak hand, but the turn will tell me how strong he is.
Right.
So I just make the call.
Good.
Now he bets 15 and you're getting blasted, pal. So I'm pretty sure
Right.
I raised to like 75. Yep.
Nuffle. Good Nuffle size, by the way. You're right in Nuffle land right now.
Okay,
So
so
the one very simple way to think about this, go back one click here. So Nuffle's going to say you bet almost exactly what you did. You bet pot plus his bet. So that gets us
70. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
72.
Nuffle is 72. You win 75. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
so
five.
you're right. So the way to think about this, if you're going to do Nuffle, it's a very easy equation. Just add the pot to his bet and raise that much.
Raise
Okay,
to
so
that
yeah,
much, not raise that much. Right.
I don't
You
even think
raise.
about it like that. I just think of making it a large size that they are
Okay.
not going to like.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Great. We like it.
So
Yep.
we go to 75. What is that, like
Hmm.
7x?
Yep.
You can tell he is not loving it. He
Hmm.
is just, but he does call, which I don't like either. So depending on the
No, you're
river,
not done. You're not done.
yeah, so depending on the river, I'm gonna evaluate what I'm going to do. And I love this river
Love
card
it. That is a great
because
card.
So
all of
just
his
to
weak
clarify,
jacks
we
hate it.
love this river because now he does not feel as comfortable in his very simple thought about poker that his jack is good, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And I mean, obviously, all his draws bricked is the other thing too. I think this
Yep.
is a lot of
And all the
draws
draws
that this
bricked.
happens
Yeah,
with.
that's a good
So,
point too.
how much do I need to bet to get a jack to fold? I decided that that was all in. And
God
he
damn.
tanked and he folds. And he tells me he had jack four suited, is what he said. But
Jesus
Hmm.
Christ.
he seemed to be pretty honest with me
Hmm.
most of the time. But yep, we got
Nice.
that
Well
one
played,
through.
sir.
I enjoyed that hand a lot.
Love the queen.
All
Okay,
right, so
this
you're
is it.
deep here.
So I love the queen. I love the king there. And I like the ace, but I'm just a little hesitant with the ace because the his flushes include the ace a lot.
What do you mean?
What I mean is so on the river,
Oh,
I
yeah,
love the
yeah.
queen. I love the queen. I love a king, and I like an ace, but I don't love an ace as much as he does.
Yeah.
Even though I have aces in my range, but I
And
love the queen, king and the queen.
yeah, an ace is not exactly my favorite, I would
Yeah,
say.
not my
An ace
favorite,
would
but I'm still
be
bluffing.
ugh.
Still
Yeah, I don't
bluff.
know if I'm gonna jam on the river though as a block
Yeah.
as
Okay.
with if an ace comes off, I think I'm gonna go to a smaller size to get his king high flushes to fold.
Sounds good.
But yeah, that's what I would say is my
Yeah.
would be the difference
All
if it
right.
was an ace.
Yeah. I agree.
So I I really didn't want to ISO with this hand. with
Okay.
this many limps behind. I would generally like the ISO a lot. I mean, I know I'm going to get at least one call here, and I'm
Playing this
probably
hand in a
once one
bloated pot
calls
multi-way is not fun.
exactly. So
Yep.
I'm not exactly looking to ISO here, but it's a good
Mm.
hand. So let's take a look at the flop. You're going to see it either way.
Yep. Yep. And you're exploiting them by sitting. You're exploiting them by sitting at the table when this happens.
This is an interesting flop.
Yeah, this is very interesting. So it goes check. I think I can bet here. Um, I didn't mind like if depending on the action, I'm not gonna hate check raising here.
No.
If there's action to a person I'm out of position against and it's not crazy action, I'm absolutely check raising to,
Hmm.
let's apply pressure early.
Hmm.
I
So
will say I think this is a better check because you're going to learn a lot about how people feel about their hand here
yes,
by
that's part of it.
sizing and if you see raises. I mean, there's very few eventualities where we fold, but you're going to get a lot of information about them, about the one, two, three, four players that are playing out of position that you are out of position of. I prefer a checker for that reason. I think a donk here is interesting, but it just takes away your ability to gain information, I think.
The number one thing I've learned from this study group that I'm very appreciative to you guys for is finding out where you're at by checking, not by betting. And
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's a very large thing that I try to implement. Because
yeah.
like yesterday at one of the point we were talking about betting here in one spot and they're gonna do this. And I'm like, yeah, but if we just check here, they're gonna tell us way more than when we just bet was
Yeah.
one of the
I
things
remember
we were
that hand.
taught.
Yeah.
So we get a raise.
But also,
We get
also
a
if he gets,
raise.
yeah, I think we can fold now.
Oh
That's
my
what I
God.
that's my question
I can
is
fold here.
I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I had 12 outs. I don't think I have 12
No.
outs. I think
No.
I have 3 outs
Yeah, that's a
that
good
Yeah.
way to look at
might
this.
not
You
be
know,
good.
they're gonna some of these guys are gonna possess clubs,
Yeah, I think there's tons of clubs here.
and
I think
also
there's
there's
tons of
locked up
made
equity out
hands.
there that is easily that, there's easily Jack eight and King Jack in this range.
Yeah,
Right.
that's kind of where I'm at in this hand is that I actually tanked here because I'm trying to think like so this is actually the biggest concern that I have here. This guy's actually a pretty decent player.
Hmm.
this is the first player I've played with him one other time. I was skeptical of whether he was a total fish or not, and I've
Hmm.
confirmed that he's not a total fish. He is a pretty good player. He
Right.
is, he does complain he was complaining. What's nice is that him and I do actually avoid each other because I did notice he was avoiding me, and he said I'm not. He said, of course, the best player at the table gets all the fucking money and takes all the fish's money. He's like, so I'm leaving, and he's like, if it was anybody else, I'm folding here because if it's since it's you, I'm folding because I don't want to play against you. There's better players. There's better people to
Yeah.
play against at the table.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
was like,
makes
that's
sense.
kind of how I feel with him is that like he's a pretty solid player, and if I don't have to, I think I am better than him, but I don't think that I want to be. He's not the person I'm going to realize my biggest edge against.
Let
So
me ask an eventuality here. So instead of King five suited, what if you have Ace eight club here?
absolutely,
Call.
I'm gonna.
What
I,
are you doing then?
at this point, I'm sitting right now in this hand.
What,
This
ace
isn't
eight?
true.
No, ace eight, maybe not.
I had
Okay, go on.
1700 effective here. I was 1700 effective. Like that was my stack. Everybody else behind, they were probably around 400 to start the
Okay.
hand. So if I had ace eight suited, I I just
Ace eight clubs.
yeah, ace eight of clubs. So I would be in between
100.
jamming and calling. I think when I did the math, I have the
Hmm.
odds to call. So with ace
You
eight
do.
suited, I would just call.
Yeah.
But I don't think I need to jam because
Yeah.
I have very little fold equity, obviously, in this hand.
Right.
When it goes
No, you don't.
bet, raise, call, I have zero fold equity. So there's not really any need to jam here. But with ace eight suited, I'm 100% calling because now I believe all my outs are alive,
Yeah.
except for pairing the board. Pairing the board's not good either, obviously. So I think
Yeah,
that I
ace eight
have,
suited is interesting. Okay, cool hand.
yeah.
So I think
So
yeah, I think Scotty's right. I agree with Scotty. You just have to give up your equity here. You just muck it.
Yeah. and
That's what I
and
that's what
and
I
the two
came to.
right and the two p it's not just that the ace of the ace four of clubs and the ace deuce of clubs are out there. The other thing is this: when the six seven and the seven eight of clubs are out there that you have coolered, by the way, now
Hmm.
it's harder to make the flush. Those are two of your outs. So
Yeah,
they're coolers, but they're two of your outs. And when you look at this action, somebody's got a flush draw out there. Somebody
yeah.
probably has a straight already.
Can you
I'm
kind of in your
assuming
head
that.
know that
Huh?
each club that's out there, that's 4% less equity you have?
Yeah.
Can you think about it that
Yeah.
way?
Yeah. So
That's part of my, well, in my head, I was
yeah.
like, so right now, I'm not even confident that any of my flush outs are good
Yeah.
because obviously there's an ace flush. So I
Yeah.
might be drawing to three outs that would put me in a chop with most likely put me in a chop with somebody else at the table, which isn't
Right.
great. And then on top of that, if my flush is good, I still have to remove a decent amount of outs because it's very likely that someone flopped a set here as well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it's
Yeah.
important to
So,
remember though that if this is nutted equity here, we are gonna call because we can cooler the fuck out of someone, even though
oh,
a lot of the
Yeah.
clubs are out. But non-nutted
absolutely.
equity, I can totally get behind this fold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I folded. I just didn't think
I
that
like it.
my outs were alive. So
I
I
like it.
fold. This guy jams behind.
Right.
This guy folds. Call and call. This is actually
Oh,
very interesting though. So then the six comes off. This guy checks.
yeah.
This guy bets 100, calls, and I was wrong.
Hmm.
Let's see what the hands are.
King Jack
You're up
Queen
against
10.
now, right. So looking at this, King Jack Queen 10, you're already against the straight, so your jack is to split. So fuck your gut shot. Um, Queen 10 has four outs to improve to a boat that you're up against, and you have to get a club.
Yep.
Right. And
Yeah.
what if
So I
player
mean,
seven and what if player seven had low clubs?
he did. He said he claimed to have had 6-4 of clubs.
Right. So if
And
he's
I was
got
like, what
six
the
four of
hell is that
clubs,
raise? But
while it turns out you're drawing to the nuts and you not only hit a club, but you hit the club that gave you the confidence of the nuts. And by the way, it
Mhm.
didn't matter whether it was the ace of clubs that came in or any other club, you were still gonna be all in with your king, right? You're just gonna
Yeah,
right
I would have
if you
been
get
at the
there.
point where
Right.
I can't go anywhere.
Right. Um so
Because
yeah, I
he
think it's
only had
I
400
think it's a
behind
good
and most
fold.
of his stack was in. Yeah, I thought it was a good fold.
I think it's a good fold.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in this situation, I turned out to be wrong and my outs were alive. But in that situation, how can you assume? It's very hard to assume that your outs are alive when
It are.
this
So now
happens.
I don't.
go back to your call. Go back to your call here, and everybody turns and it's on you, and everybody turns their hand face up.
Oh,
They
I'm
just turn their
calling.
hands face up.
I'm
Now let's
calling.
count. Let's see. You've got you've got exactly seven outs to win, right?
Oh yeah, no, I can't then. 7 times 4,
You
28.
you've got
That'd be
seven outs,
assuming I get to the river, which I
right?
probably would.
You got
28, and
seven
I'm
Don't.
outs,
getting.
No, tens
three outs
aren't
to a
outs.
chop, three outs to a chop, and four outs to it doesn't matter what you hit on the turn. He boats up on
T-
you,
So what does
Tens
he
aren't
bet here?
outs,
and you're
and
putting in and you're going to
Yeah.
put in a quarter of it on the flop.
So what is that? 250, 100 into
Yeah.
250. That's a what size bet? It's about.
And he's going to jam, by the way, and he is going to jam behind you. So you're going to be putting in 200 here, and you're going to be putting in a quarter of the money, and you've got seven outs.
That would be good.
Um,
That'd be a good call. I'd be
that'd
need
be a good call.
17 to call, and I have 28%.
You need 17. You need about 25 to call. Why do you
No,
need 17?
no, because he's bet when he bets a court. So if I call here, it's now 350. He jams over. It's 100 in. I'm technically what I'm winning is much compared to the bet. So like he puts in 100
Oh, you
more.
can't. Oh, you
It's
can't fold to the
350.
100. No, I'm saying right now. Right now, you have two pieces of information that you don't really have. You know everyone's hands, and
Yeah,
you
that's what
know
I'm
that the
saying.
210 and you know the 210 is going to jam. So you're going to have to put in 210 here for a pot that's
Yeah.
going to end up being about 800. So you're
Well, I'm
putting
saying in
in
that situation, they call. So now it's 800 and I'm putting in 200. That's a quarter of the pot. I don't need that. I need, what do I need there? I'm gonna get, I'm putting in 200 to win 1,000 once I put my 200 in. I think about it like this. I think about based on the size of the bet because I have that memorized. So 100, 100, I call. It's now 350. He jams over the top for another 100. There's 450 in. He calls. It's 550. He calls. It's 650. I have to call 100 more to win 650. That's a 1/6 pot size bet. I know that 25% pot size bet. I only need 17% equity to call. So I need even less than 17 in that situation specifically.
Yeah, I think your numbers are right.
Yeah, so I need even less than
Scotty's gone
17.
off, but yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So you're definitely made the right fold given the
I think
information
yeah.
you had at the time. Like I
Yeah, I
think
think
Yeah,
what
if
you
I
so I
did
could
mean the
wrong.
one what some of the smart PO double or bomb pot players say is we like being multi-way, but only when we're drawing to nutted equity. With non-nutted equity, you just get out.
yeah. I mean that's what I would yeah,
It's very frustrating when you see you would have, taken $1,000 pot. What did this pot end up
yeah,
being? $1,000?
like 900 something.
Yeah, it's very frustrating when you see $1,000 pot not go your way when you would have had the nuts, but
You
it
know what
is
wasn't
it
frustrating
is
about
a
it is that I was sitting with 1900 in front of me or something like that. So it didn't
yeah,
bother me quite that much.
that helps. But yeah, I mean, you call here when you're drawing in nutted equity. When you're not drawing in nutted equity, you just fucking chuck it.
Yeah. If I had a combo draw with the ace high flush draw, I'm calling.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, if I have some possible way I get here with ace king suited, I'm obviously
I
there.
don't
But
know how to
Scotty,
get here
I
with ace
here,
king or
this is
set.
how I broke it down real quick. I know you just got
Yeah,
back. So,
yeah,
okay, so I do it based off of the size of the bet, because I haven't memorized what the size is
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that. So it goes, it's now it's 350 when I call. He raises back over, it's 450. He calls, it's 550. He calls, it's 650. So now 650, about 700-ish is in the middle,
Oh, you're definitely
and
calling there.
it's a
100%.
hundred. Yeah, yeah,
I
it's a
gotcha.
hundred to
It's
win.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm completely with you there. I'm saying that I'm saying on the step before that, if you know that you're going to end up having to put in 210 total,
mhm.
because he's going to jam, well, yeah, he's going to jam over the top for another 210, you're going to be putting in 210.
Without knowing that these two are
And
going
you
to
know
call.
everything. You know everything.
Knowing these two are going to call,
Yep, knowing these two are
then I'm
calling. So
even
you're going to be
more
putting in
absolutely calling.
you're going to be putting in 25% of the money, basically, because the only money pre-flop is $10 in their pre-flop. That got raked away. So you're putting in 25% of the money. You have about 28% equity to hit your flush because there's 7 outs. But but the other guy's got 8% equity. He's got about 10% equity to beat your flush when you come in. So actually, do
Yeah.
it another way. You're 10.
So
You
if I'm
don't have
putting in,
7 outs. You have 6 outs. You have 6 outs, not seven. 10 of clubs is a loser for you. That's the way to look at it. You have six
yeah,
outs, 24. You're putting in 25. It's close.
n no, no, it's not
Okay,
because
what am I doing wrong?
it just in general, like if you go this, I'm putting in at by the time it gets back to me, I'm putting in 110 more to win about 700.
No, 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 no.
That's
Yes, yes, yes. That's right.
yeah,
If
that
you
I
call
only need
now, you have to call.
17.
Right.
Yeah, but
But
I'm
when
saying
you
I
call
only need
now,
17% equity then to call in that situation.
right. But now, right at this moment, when you're putting in this 100 and you don't know either of these guys are going to call, so you're going to be
Yeah,
putting in about
then
a
it's
third of
not.
what's there, and you know their exact hands. You
Well, in that
know,
situation, if I'm putting in about a third, I need 20% equity to call, and I have 28 with
no, you
seven
don't have
outs.
28. You don't have 7 outs. You have 6 outs. The 10 of
Six
clubs
outs,
is
I have
bad for you.
24 then.
You have 24. The 10 of clubs doesn't count, and another queen, and he has 2 outs to beat you when you get there. So it's your 28 minus his four. But you don't 20, you're 24 minus his four, so you have about 20, and you have to put in 33% of the money.
Then it's dead even to call.
Yeah, yeah, I think, yeah. So Knowing everything is not a bad fold. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I
Really
personally
close.
and personally, I'm not going to put obviously in this situation without
Yeah.
seeing anybody's hands. I can't call
Yeah.
really,
Yeah. I think
but
it's a good fold.
okay.
Okay.
This one is interesting. So this one, maybe you guys won't find. I find it interesting. So okay, so normally I'm three betting here like crazy, but against
Mm-hmm.
this player specifically, I he was seemed very nitty. He had a limping range and a raising range, and his raising range, from what I had seen, I had three bet him a couple of times, and I got jammed on every time. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
exactly, I don't exactly want to get jammed on here. I
No.
mean, I think my hand's
No.
very, very good, but I don't think, I mean, like if he jams on me, it's just not a great spot. So I just make the call behind here because I think this is a very strong range generally.
Mm-hmm.
From what I had
Yep.
seen so far, this was a super strong range. I think that against most players, most players in general, I'm absolutely three betting here. But him, no, I'm not going to do that. So I just make the call. Um, I think it's valid enough to make a call. I still think maybe three betting. I don't think three betting's bad. I just I just don't want to get jammed on here. It's not a great spot. And
Mm-hmm.
every time I had three bet him, he did jam on me. And I'd seen a lot of the hands, and they were all, it was basically jacks plus ace king from
He
what
has
I had
such
seen.
an easy and he has such an easy four bet jams stack.
Yeah. So it's just not,
Yeah.
I think that I thought in game call was the right play here. And I
Mm-hmm.
kind of disguised my hand, not purposely, but I had said, this comes into play. I had said, well, if you're calling, I'm calling when this guy called.
Right.
Making it seem like I
Yeah.
wasn't very strong. But in my
Mm-hmm.
head, that's actually what I was thinking was
Yeah.
that this was a big stack here that I want to keep in as well to try and
Yeah.
cool her with a set. So like part of
Right.
my thought process is we got a big stack here, let's keep him in. And I don't really want to go up against this range that I think is extremely strong
Mm-hmm.
pre-flop. So let's keep the
Yeah.
big stack in. So that's kind of what's going on in my head.
Yeah.
And then with that,
Mathematically, I don't think it would be a huge error even to fold.
okay.
I think you're giving up something. I don't think it's huge error because he goes to 15. You're in a 1-2 game and he goes to 15. You
Yeah.
can
Seven
play
and a half
crazy tight.
big blinds.
Yeah, you can play crazy tight. But anyway, the call is fine because you easily have set mine outs. Wonderful.
That's not bad. I wasn't complaining.
That's not
Okay,
bad.
so this board, normally I check range, but I think that a check raise looks super fucking strong. And
You
this
get all the money in and
board,
bet, bet, bet.
yeah, that's kind of what's going on in my head. So I didn't donk big here. I donked small. I
Mm-hmm.
donked for half pot
Yeah,
because I still want him to try and he's gonna play
yeah,
he may be super tight, but he will play aggressively with strong hands
yeah,
post flop or
yeah,
what he perceives to be a super strong hand.
yeah,
Um and I still lose to but I'm getting all my money taken by pocket aces and jacks. It is
yeah,
what it
yeah, yeah.
is.
It is what it
So
is.
yeah,
Yeah, that's no problem.
It goes all in.
he
Great.
he
Oh,
jams.
Right.
okay.
The only thing wrong with this is Jammas is the amount of pressure it puts on the first guy, and if he just
Yes.
bet, you get that. So it makes it's so easy for the first guy to fold an ace now, the small blind, but he doesn't.
Well,
Great. Okay.
Okay, so now I'm
I
in a
don't care
spot
what you
where,
do now.
yeah, I this is where I was kind of in a weird spot where I was in between raising and calling here. But I kind of was so I was like, do I just call? If I just call here, what happens? Like, so would I just call? Basically, what's going on in my head is, does he ever fold after calling a 210 all in? And in my head, it's a no. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't think he folds. And I was
yeah,
also
this
like,
the pot's protected because of the all in, so
Yeah.
you can't bluff
He
here.
could be thinking that you can't be bluffing there like that, but it's only 175 more. It's probably going in. So you could do the shorthand of just put it in, it has to go in. But let's say you just call, it's still going all in. You can put it all in
that's
on the
yeah,
turn or the river. It's up to you. The money goes in whenever you want it to. You have
yeah.
total
And
control of this hand. You can't make
so
a mistake now.
I went all in because
Great.
I basically was like, what? I don't think he folds anything. I think there's nothing that he
Yeah.
folds here after calling.
Hmm.
And I think there are hands that possibly fold when a run out gets really bad.
Okay.
So let's just put the money in before that
You
happens.
you want to get the money in before it scares him off.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought process, and I just don't think he's gonna fold when he calls
Good.
that.
Okay.
So I think that he might be able to fold later on in the hand, but not now. So let's do it now.
Hmm.
That's kind of where my head is. So
Sure.
I put it all in, and he is like, Jesus. He is not happy, but he calls.
Yeah. Great.
Perfect.
And I might have
That's
jumped up off the
unnecessary.
table and been kind of
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
And that this had opened up more of my eyes to this guy, though, is that
Hmm.
maybe he was jamming on me, or there's times that he is opening hands that aren't, he perceives to be way stronger than they
Hmm.
are. But he
Yeah.
left. No, he didn't leave yet.
Right. So
He did not leave
now
yet.
let's look at one thing. Look at pre-flop here. Look at how bad, not on the flop, but pre-flop. Look at how bad a fold the nines are. Not that bad.
Yeah.
Not that bad a fold. Now, unfortunately, if you fold here, you will see that flop happen, and then you will hate Scotty forever. We understand that.
I'm always calling nines to
Yeah.
single raise
Okay.
here. It's just a
Sure.
question of
Okay.
whether I'm going to three bet
Okay.
here in this
Yep.
specific situation.
Yep. Okay.
Is there a bad beat here?
Oh, I won a high hand is what I won.
Oh, okay, okay. All right.
So I like 200
You,
extra
you,
bucks.
yeah, and you were guaranteed because the first guy was all in. You don't need to do anything cute. You're guaranteed
Y-
to get the high hand
Yeah. So
because the first guy can't fold. So I mean, ace ten can't
I don't
fold. He's
think
all
about
in. You're
that
great.
shit. There's too many people who
No,
think about that shit. I
it's
think
stupid.
about let's win $1,000 pot. I got paid 200 with
Yeah,
my high hand. I'd rather
yeah,
get paid $1,000.
great.
I talk about the bad beat all the time, although I never played to it. So
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
won it in
Okay,
my life.
there we go. All right, great.
That was the only interesting spot was on the flop of whether what I
Yeah,
was wondering what you guys were thinking on based on jamming or just calling there. Which I thought to jam. I think both were fine. I was just trying to
both are fine. And if you look at it, it was gonna in almost every hand he has, it doesn't make a difference. There's nothing.
yeah.
There's no card that was going to scare the ace king away. Most of the cards that he calls with are not going to be scared away on the turn. And when you can and when you call behind, sometimes he jams right into you, and so you don't even have the question since you're in position. It's if you were out of position, maybe we could discuss it because then maybe the turn goes check check, and there are two cards to come off to mess with him.
Well, we know it's funny too is what part of my accidental angle was that I said, well, if you're
If
in,
you were
I'm
calling,
in. And he kept on saying, do you have, what do you have, Jack nine? What do you have, Jack nine? He's like, against Jack nine is the only hand that I'm like not completely drawing dead, this and
right?
that. And then that's kind of what got him to put the money in. Even though I wasn't really
Hmm.
purposely doing it, it was kind of just like,
Yeah,
I know this guy, I knew that guy was super tight. So I was like, I don't
right.
really want to three bet here because normally I
Hmm.
would.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
so now we have Queen Jack suited on the button,
We raise a limper. Good.
raise a limper. Then this is interesting. Okay. Um, this is what I want to work on and what I want to decide a strategy against. Um, so this is always a marginal hand or a draw. This is
Nuffle.
not, yeah. Um, so my question is, do we ever want to raise here?
Not in
I
the
call all the
mass
time.
data analysis that was Nuffle. In the mass data
I
analysis
call
that was
100%
Nuffle, this is a
time.
call, and it makes total sense here.
That's what I did. I thought it was, I
Yeah.
think that I don't want him to fold any of his weak queens yet or sevens, and I want him to maybe if we has a draw and he slows down on the turn now, I bet massive on the turn and get max value from his draws. Um, I think his weak queens, especially this guy's a tight player that's pretty scared money. He's going to he is going to have a fold button when if I start raising him like crazy. So sevens are going to be gone. Against other players that don't have a fold button, I would consider raising, but against him, I just don't. I don't think we want to raise his marginal hands out yet. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So I just make the call. This guy calls behind, which I don't really love either. Um, now we make two pair, and the obvious draw gets there, and he checks, and now he bets 30, which this is I think I could. I don't think I can fold yet because I actually do have four outs to cooler his flushes that just got there.
Hmm.
Um, but I hate what I do on the river is the real problem. But so I just call here because one, all of his this sizing doesn't tell me exactly yet, but I think I'm like 100% certain here that this is just not a margin. I'm basically certain now that this is a flush because I don't think he continues to bet with any of his marginal hands after he gets two calls in a three-way pot with a nut changing flush card on the turn. So this just has to be a flush. And it's basically what I'm telling myself is I know this is a flush, 100%. Is
Hmm.
that thought process valid, I think?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I make the
No, I don't
call.
think that's a flush 100%. Bye.
You don't think so? You do think it is?
No, I don't think that's a flush 100%. Bye.
I think it is. I think it is. Um, just because I just don't think he continues to bet here with anything. I mean, maybe a pair plus a flush draw. That's the only other thing that I think. I don't think it's yet a flush. Maybe a pair plus flush draw, but every other thing, like ace seven offsuit with the ace of clubs, it could be that. But we make the call, and he bets 50, and I really, 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 really wanted to just fold, but I made the call, and he had nuts. But is Larry still in here?
Yeah, bastard. What a bastard.
Well, Larry, you don't? I know Scotty said before he had to leave that it's not only a flush. I mean, I'm pretty confident in this situation that it's possible it's a flush or a pair plus flush draw. That's the only two things I think.
Yeah, yeah. This is a pretty far up in your range, but you've got a designated bluff catcher here. Can I see the action again?
Okay, so he donks here. This is always marginal or draw. I think
So
personally,
you three bet free. He
I just
calls.
open. I ISO three. I ISO pre.
Okay, he limped.
Yep, and now he donks for a small size on the
Okay,
flop. This is just always a marginal hand, not
or a draw.
always, or a draw. It's possibly strong hands, but the strong hands let you know on the turn. Like the two pairs let you know on
Yeah,
the turn how strong they are.
yeah. Well put.
And so we just call, and then we make two pair.
Okay,
And all of his marginal queens, I think just check here. And his sevens just check here. They don't continue to bet on this after they get two calls in a multi-way with when a flush changing card comes on the board.
okay,
So now I'm basically very confident that he has a flush, and I think at the minimum he has a pair plus flush draw.
okay.
So like ace queen of clubs, but I think he would at least open ace queen or ace queen with the queen of ace of clubs or ace seven with the ace of clubs. Um, so when he continues to bet, I'm still gonna call because I can cooler his flushes.
That makes
Um,
sense.
even though I'm basically confident that he does have a flush right now.
Yeah, and he might give up with a naked ace of club here.
Yeah. And then there's eight on the river,
All
and
right,
he bets 50, and I just sat there like I called, but I was like, oh my
50 into
gosh.
192.
Yeah, I mean
50 into 150. Bets a third pot.
yeah, I mean I'm probably supposed to call, but I think exploitatively this should just be a disrespectful fold to
Hard not to
especially to
call that size with this hand.
this guy is not bluffing. Like I only played 10 hands with him, and you could see he was the tightest motherfucker around.
Oh,
Like
well, if that's
he's
the case, then you can incredibly overfold.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just needs to be a disrespectful fold on the river.
But I mean, let's just not forget you only have to win like 20%, 22% of the time here.
Yeah. Um, so
It's hard not to
it's
get away from it. What do you think, Skate?
I think he should have jammed. turn or
That's
river, and lost ships faster. Thank you.
that's that is awful. I would that is the worst possible play. I personally think that when you're sitting here and this guy's telling you what he has, just jam into him.
Yeah, you got to listen to what they're saying.
Yeah, he's telling me he's not that strong or he's very strong, basically, in that situation.
Yeah,
And
this is a
all of his
cooler.
weak
I
hands are
mean,
going to fold. We don't want his weak hands to fold, and we're just going to get snapped off by all our strong hands. So we just lose the maximum or make the minimum. Those are
yeah,
two
you
very
get
bad
you,
options.
you're getting coolered here. I mean, it's I don't think you can so I don't think you can fold this hand class to this sizing. I mean,
I really wanted to.
he's chosen with the absolute nuts to choose the smallest sizing ever. He's using a blocker sizing with the nuts. You pay him. I mean, it's you cannot get away from this, man. If you start over folding here, let's then you really exploitative. I mean, this is not always the nuts. This is a lot of times like Jack Queen 10 uses size a lot.
Yeah, but my whole like I agree, but I don't think that those hands bet the turn. Like I think a ton of his
Uh,
hands that are like I think all the only hands that continue to bet the turn are his flush draws that just got there. And that's why I can consider folding this river because I mean in my head I tried to convince myself something like similar to what you're saying is that well is he overvalued? Like the sizing is tiny,
what
but he
about King
also
Queen with the Queen with the King of Clubs?
I mean it's yeah, it's possible, but I still think that they just like this is a scared player. The scared player is not
I
betting
think,
thinly enough
yeah,
for
okay, so
value.
you did bring that up. Once you talk about a very tight guy, then maybe you can overfold here. But it's a pretty fucking exploit fold, dude.
Yeah, I mean that's
When he
why I think I
uses
need to
this
make it.
size, it's an exploit flow fold.
Yeah. I mean
Well,
and that's my only argument for making the fold is that it's like I am with 90% certainty sitting here knowing I have the worst hand. I'm like, how can I be calling here? I'm sitting
yeah,
here
this is
telling myself you have the worst hand. You are beat
this
right now.
this is it's a miserable spot to be when they use this size when you have this hand. But I just think that in a way he saved you money, but
Yeah.
I think that I mean if you get to a place where you could fold this against a certain player class, that's a really awesome place to be. I don't, but
Well, yeah, I'm trying to be way better than everybody I'm playing against.
yeah,
So
I
I think
mean, I don't that
those are the adjustments that
it's
need
an
to be made.
extreme adjustment to fold this hand to this size.
I agree. And
It's an extreme
I think
adjustment.
it's extreme, but when I listen to what I was told, I think that I can get away from this because I'm sitting here like, okay, as I'm sitting here, I'm like, what does he bet the turn with? He continues with his flush draws. He checks all of his marginal hands. The only possible hand that he continues to do this with is my hand. That's what I was thinking, basically, is that he continues to bet like this with Queen Jack, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
And
you're saying
even then, the scared money player probably doesn't bet
so
after getting
how
called multi-way.
it's just interesting though. I mean, I think he certainly could be scared money, but it's interesting that he's using this very small sizing with the nuts. Do you think he knows he has the nuts?
Yeah, he knows. He's
He
there.
just wants a call.
Yeah, it's that's a scared money. That's is also scared. This play here is scared. It's I
Why
have
is
the
this
nuts.
scared?
I
Oh,
don't
because
want you to
it's
fold.
oh, okay. I see your point. It's all fear based. It's scared.
Every
Not
his
only
entire
scared of
play.
it's not, and now it's not about getting scared of a player
Better
who's got the
hands.
nuts. It's
Yeah,
scared of not getting a call.
exactly. And
Okay,
that's what
I see
they
your
like.
point. I
That's
see your point.
everything about the way this guy plays is scared. It's I'm afraid I won't get called. I'm afraid to open because somebody might three bet me, or I'm afraid to open to anything because I'm scared of everything.
Yeah,
So
there's certainly people who play that way. So it
like I can
is
tell you,
a
this is not how I'm playing his hand, but he's
yeah.
not.
So you're
It's
just so he I mean I guess my point is that I've made my point. I mean you have to understand it's the game of risk reward. This is I think you've got enough hands that you beat to this size that you just call. But I see that you're saying essentially you're shifting what your calling range is here dramatically up to a very small part of your range because of this player type. And you're
Yeah.
essentially saying that he's not, essentially you're saying this guy's not going to bet with anything but the nuts. If you come to the conclusion this guy does not triple barrel with anything but the nuts, then you can overfold.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm coming from of like I kept on saying that the biggest adjustment I need to make is that I need to listen to myself when I'm playing. And
Yeah, that is something. But I mean, it's a classic here. I mean, people talk about why do they call when they know they're beat? Well, we call when we know we're beat because the price is ridiculous.
yeah,
Your risk reward is ridiculous. I say getting to an adjustment where you fold here is fine, but you just do not lose your awareness of pot odds.
other players too, I might not do that. I wouldn't make this. This is not going to be an exploit I make against every player.
Yeah.
Just like the same, like the guy that C bet that check raises far too wide and with hands that are not strong enough. That's I need to completely adjust to play against him, not against like that's not an adjustment I'm going to make against everybody. Like against the players that never check raise, I'm going to C bet everything. So it's like against the player that check raises way too often, I'm gonna only I'm only gonna C bet my strongest hands, low equity draws. So it's like, and this is a different player type that it's a okay, we need to against this player, I need to be listening to what he's telling me 100% because he's not lying. I would say that he probably has never bluffed in his life for $50. He might have bluffed for $10 at some point in his life, but he's probably never bluffed for 50. It's just
Yeah.
they just don't make those plays.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just an extensive adjustment. It's a significant adjustment. But if you can get there, obviously you're going to make a lot more money.
yeah. I mean, and I wasn't like, oh, this is a terror. Like theoretically, this is not a bad call whatsoever.
No, it's
There's
not.
nothing wrong with it. But when I'm sitting here in game and I'm like, I absolutely am basically certain that I do not have the best hand. Why am I making the call? Like just
Yeah, I
because,
understand your point. But you're getting to the point that you never have the best hand here because of the player class, right?
yeah, he just never is doing this with worse.
Yeah. Okay.
It's because
I get it.
it's really the turn that tells me everything too. It's the turn that says, okay, I bet super tiny on the flop. This is what I'm going to do with my draws and marginal hands. Okay, now on the turn when I continue to bet on a nut changing card, I'm not doing this with my marginal hands. This is my draw that just got there.
Let's go back to the
So
flop real quick. Okay.
this draws.
Actually, let's go pre-flop. Let's go pre-flop. All right. So he lives with okay with is ace four, right?
Hmm.
You ISO, fine. Okay, you got two callers, and now he donks into you, and you've got top pair, right?
Yep.
So number one, this is a classic sizing for setting a price for the draw. What
This is a
about
draw. Yeah.
what about raising here?
I
Why don't you?
think that I think I should. This is the adjustment that I think I want to make is that with my draws, I should raise grossly big.
Yeah, but
And with my made hands, I should just call.
okay, I
Or
think
maybe
generally
even
we
do
call
a
here, but
small raise.
what about this? I'm thinking of this player class. If he's scared money and you've raised to $60 here, does he
Mhm.
overfold?
Probably. See, it's,
Is that a potential adjustment you can make against this player class?
well, if we go back to this hand,
I don't know if I know the right answer. I'm just asking you.
well, see, and that's why I don't hate the way I played it because in this hand, it's a pretty similar situation where I just make the call here because
Uh-huh.
I want to keep in his draws and marginal hands that I'm now going to get to pay me more on the turn and then fold on the river. So this just happened to be a situation where they hit it. When they hit it,
Yeah,
that's when
yeah.
you adjust and make it okay.
Okay.
Now they're telling me I have the flush, and
All
that's why
right.
I think I don't hate the way I played this, but I think there's possibly better ways to play this with a hand. But I've even with this specific hand, I don't want him to fold,
Yeah.
and I think that maybe the best thing here is possibly like a min click raise because he's going to overfold his draws, make it unprop. No, not a min click. Let's make it a a raise that's not absurdly big, but is unprofitable for him to call that we think he'll probably call. Because
Yeah,
we
you
want
want to
to,
make it a price where he's not getting 33%.
yeah. So we do, if we make it big enough that he still calls, but is doing it unprofitably, then we're in a good spot when we have hands like this, where we have value and we're pretty confident that we have the best hand right now, and they're either drawing. The only problem with that is that then they fold out all their marginal hands. And that's what, like, I don't want their marginal hands to leave. I don't really want their draws to leave. I want
Yeah,
all that stuff to stick around. So that's why I don't want to raise all. So I
yeah.
was thinking more
I
of
think
I would
calling
bet.
here is the default, I think.
Yeah, I don't think a call's wrong. I just I mean, and then this is where I'm like, okay, now I know what he has because okay, all of the sevens stop betting.
So he bet it's very interesting. I don't think you're wrong, but he bet 30 here.
Yes.
So he's now got the nuts and he's betting 30. That's just fascinating to me.
Yeah. I mean, the sizing is a little bit weird, but I
Yeah.
like normally if I was really reading in sizing here, it'd be like, okay, well, this isn't that strong. But when you look at the texture of the board, this is very strong because this is just never continued with anything but a flush.
Yeah. Yeah, I see
His
your
hit,
point.
yeah,
Scared money is gonna just stop betting when the flush comes in unless they have a flush.
yes. So that's why I'm kind of like, this is a spot where like any because all of his queens slow down, all of his sevens slow down. So if we can hold the consistent line that when they bet small, donk lead small on the flop, they have marginal hands and draws. So now their marginal hands and draws. When the draw completing card comes in and they continue to bet, it removes all of their marginal hands and places everything into their draw just made it.
Yeah, they're now into the made hand bucket when they
Yeah.
continue unturned.
Yeah. So if you can keep the consistent line, then here I know that he has a flush.
Yeah, you're getting so you're 8% to is it 8? Yeah, you're 8% to boat up here. Yeah,
Yeah.
calling
So,
is fine. You're gonna
and that's
call it up
why.
sometimes.
Yeah, when I call, I can hit a jack, and when he has the ace high flush, like he did in this situation, I get to take all of his money, which is awesome. But
Yeah, you have big implied odds. So here, now what size did he use? He used $30 again on River?
he used 50 on the river.
He used 50. Yeah, if he's only using these sizes with the nutty combos, it totally makes sense that it's hard to fold here, dude. But again, to repeat myself, it's an extreme adjustment to make the choice to overfold here with top two.
Yeah, I think it could be an adjustment that might need to be made. I don't know.
Understand. You really have to know your players well to not lose money doing that though.
This is the first time I played with him, but within 10 hands, I knew exactly what it was. It was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm watching the tightest person on the planet play. Like after I saw him not raise pocket queens, not raise ace king, like just limp calling everything. This is a scared money player. There's no world that any player that has any sort of aggressive bone in their body doesn't open raise ace king or queens or anything. So it's scared money. So when scared money's betting into you like this, even though it's not for large sizing, there's also different ways that what would be the word materializes or whatever in the game of I'm scared of not getting called.
Yeah, yeah. I see your point. I see your point. You
But
got one
yeah,
more hand? You got time for one? I got time for one more. Let's do another one. What you got?
I got more, but yeah, we can go. I
Pick
got
your
one more.
favorite. I'm gonna go watch some football.
Um,
And also, the ones that you don't show, just show on Friday.
yeah, I'm trying to think. I think this is just ace nine. These ones aren't. This one's just more another thought process one, not really a fun going on. But so
Okay, so is there actually a big blind that got paid here? And it's
yeah,
got
there's a
something?
big blind. It's just messed up.
Okay, yeah,
There's a big
okay.
blind.
No worries. So I said 15. All right, conventional. You get a flat on the button, not great. Okay. Now you're multi-way queen nine suited. Boom. All right.
This is the nitty guy that usually opens all of his very strong hands.
But this time he
So
chose to check.
he chose to
Oh, I'm sorry,
limp
he chose
call.
to limp, is what I meant. But this is not the same guy as as the hand before. This is a different knit.
Different guy. This is the nitty guy that I had the pocket nines against that I make quads with.
Oh, got it.
That
Okay.
this guy that generally was pretty. He was gonna open. He's gonna. My thought was Queen Jack gets three bet, or at least gets opened, not limp called. Like a lot of his stronger hands are gonna be opened, not just called, not just limped. So I'm. I mean, I flop trips, so we're gonna bet.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Bet small.
Yeah, we bet $20.
Yeah.
No.
And
This is the guy that that's what makes it way different. This is the guy that usually opens his strong hands.
okay. And
So that's why I don't.
he flatted behind you.
Yeah, he flatted behind
But
me.
you know
He
he's
wolfed
got
three
really
bet.
good hands because he is a knit flatting
Hmm.
a ISO.
Yes, and that's why I don't love my thought process on this hand.
All right, this is interesting.
So now he
Does this other guy
raises.
fold?
No, he can't call. So now I'm sitting here,
We can't
and
fold. But what the
I'm
fuck is
basically
on?
I'm basically certain that this is a queen. Like this is a queen or pocket twos
So are we
is
just drawing to a
basically.
nine here? Or some other board pair that means we. It's very
Yeah,
hard for him to have a queen here, but he's telling you he has a queen.
it is, but I'm listening to what they're telling me, and this is a
Someone doesn't
queen or
have a
pocket
queen here.
twos.
Actually,
Yes,
Someone's got a flush draw.
wait.
this.
Actually, he has two queens, so fold.
What's up? No, two queens. Yeah.
Yeah, you got yeah.
So
Special
I'm
special Florida deck that you guys have down there.
yeah,
Ah,
the best deck. I love the Florida
All
decks
right, so
down here.
someone's got a flush draw and someone's got a
Yep.
queen.
So I'm pretty confident this is the queen and this is the flush draw. And my thought process here is I might be beat by his queen, but I really don't want to give him good odds to draw to his flush. That's not really what I want to
Oh,
do.
and this guy's on a broken stack. Yeah.
Yeah, so my head was, yeah, I'm gonna be beat by his queen sometimes because I'm pretty confident he's the one with the queen. And I'm pretty confident this guy's got a nut flush draw. So I'm trying to think of, okay, this guy's money's going in on the turn. It's
Yeah,
just,
that's I think a good way to think about it when you look behind.
so this guy's money's going in on the turn. Like if we get turn blanks or clubs or whatever it is, we're just not, it's going to be hard to get this guy's money without a clean run out because I'm basically pretty confident here that this is a flush draw. So I I jam because one, I want to give him bad odds to draw. I believe I jam. Yes,
And you
I
had a very
jam.
good night, so you jam.
Yeah, and I thought, and I in my head is this guy's got, he's got a lot of flush draws that just put in a large portion of their stack already. So I don't think
Yeah.
they're really going to go anywhere now. And let's make it as unprofitable as possible for him to call.
And then you hope the
And
button has like queen eight
eight,
suited,
yeah, something like
queen
that.
six suited.
Yeah. That's basically what I'm thinking. And the other thought in my head is that if when this guy calls and he has a flush draw that misses, I take down a
I
big side pot.
guess someone could have twos, but that's,
Yeah, I think
not.
that's possible as well.
So, okay. So what happens here? And you get two callers and whoop, boom. Lovely turn.
Boom.
You are
But
behind.
I'm kind of my what the thought process here, good or not, is let's get him to put all his money in. I don't care if he folds a flush either. It has pretty good equity against us, a flush
It
draw.
does.
I don't really
33.
care. I'm
Has
thinking
less
I'm
than 33%, right? It has like 28% with your outs to the bow, I think. I know.
yeah,
Yeah.
but still.
So what's interesting here is that I think, do you know this guy, this nitty player, has a better queen than you? A better kicker than you?
No, I honestly kind of thought that I had a better queen, even though
Yeah.
it's not that strong. I don't like that thought. This is the one part that I dislike is that one, I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure that I have a better queen than this guy.
Which is
But
interesting, right? Because you know he's nitty.
yes, I
And
expect to
he
get
now is flatted behind your
so there's a
ISO.
lot of strong queens, not strong queens, but
So
queen 10, queen jack that might not raise pre.
so we're saying that he still a nitty player is going to flat an ISO with queen eight suited and queen seven suited and queen six suited, which actually aren't even in theory flats to a raise to an RFI.
Well, so I would say that his VPIP was high. His raising range was very strong, was nitty. So like
Okay.
he will play, that's more of what I would describe it as, is he's got a high VPIP, but his raising range is very strong. And
He's
his
got a
flatting
high
range,
PFR and he's got a low PFR and a high VPIP.
yes. So
So
like
he
he'll
does a
call raises,
lot
a
of
limp.
flatting behind, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, from what I had seen, there's a lot of
All
calling.
right.
I
Well,
mean,
that
it's like
changes
most
it.
players. They want
That
to see the
changes it.
flops, but they're not aggressive pre-flop unless they have very
Yeah,
strong hands.
I understand. A lot of players like so he's loose. He's loose passive.
Yes, is what I guess I describe it more as that. Like his, if he's raising, I'm getting out of the way a lot
Got
of
it.
the time,
I
unless I
got
have a
it.
hand that can make something very strong. It can cooler his top of range.
Because here
So
with this player class, I would be concerned that I'm outkicked, but I'm not folding. Not because I'm drawing to three nines, but because there's situations where we also chop and we just can't go around folding trips on flop. That just is ridiculous.
yeah, I mean,
I mean, we
so
also could be up against king
deuces.
high flush draw, ace high flush draw. Could also
Yeah,
be
I didn't think he's more passive, like we were saying though, is that I think that a lot of his flush draws don't get played this aggressively when I'm giving a good price to, it's not a bad price to just call in position.
that's
And
true. I mean, you have a
so
good
like,
point.
so I think that a lot of the time this is a queen or pocket twos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lose to pocket twos, but what am I gonna fold for 110 when I have trips here?
You can't fold. You can't go around folding trips.
So that's kind of, that was the thought process here. I don't love it or hate it. I
I
think
think your
that
thought
they
process is good, except I don't. I think maybe you're giving him a little bit wider of a range than he should. I see your point that he is a high VPIP and a low PFR, but I
Mhm.
think maybe he doesn't have as much queen seven and queen six as we want.
I agree. I think that that was the main problem here was that as I'm sitting here like contemplating jamming, I'm sitting here thinking I think I have a lot of his queens beat, but I don't think that's valid because my thought process was that well he didn't raise me pre-flop and I'm like well but he's only going to three bet me with absolute top of range.
Yeah.
So if he so with absolute top of range I'm he still has strong queens that didn't get three bet because they're not absolute like queen jack, queen 10. King
Yeah.
queen, possibly king queen. I mean, I think that his three betting range is basically jacks plus or maybe tens plus with ace king, maybe ace queen. So he
Yeah.
does still have all those strong queens that I kind of discounted. So I didn't keep a consistent thread here. I didn't think deep enough into it was the problem. If he was the limp caller, I would think that I have the best queen because I think his queen jack and stuff like that that gets open but not three bet.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. Well, that's an interesting hand. All right, I'm gonna go watch some football. Well, why do we let
All right.
on Friday? Do you guys want to go over more hands?
All right. Yeah. I mean, I'll
Are
What
you're
probably
going to be playing between now and then, right?
yeah,
what time on
I'll play
Friday is it?
same time.
Same time on Friday, Derek.
Okay.
Yeah.
12:15 EST.
Yeah, and all right, let's bring some hands. I might do another custom solve. I mean, setting up the custom solves is a little bit laborious, but it's worth it if I feel like it's value to you guys. I think it has some value. I don't know if it's fucking the end all be all, but I think it gives us a starting point to dig deep in one hand at least.
You're gonna have to consider buying the GTO plus so I can no lock.
Yeah, man, I think about it. I might start by looking at some YouTube videos of GTO Plus, like just like search GTO Plus node lock, see how you do it.
Yeah, that
Node
should probably
locking
do that.
is fascinating, and that's, clearly that is where you should, I mean, I think at one point you start thinking about it because we all know the path that Hungry Horse took, right? And we know that he eventually got to the place where he wanted to start building node lock sims. But you probably want to play around with desktop post flop first
Mhm.
because you might have well, let's do it now. What's the memory? So look at how much memory you have on your machine.
1 second, I'm moving back.
I have 96 gigs.
You can do as many fucking solves as you want.
Okay, so what? So I should do this?
If you want, I mean, if you want to get into doing solver work, you can. I'll give you a link
Okay.
to a free
So
solver you can play with.
okay, yeah, I'd love that.
Okay, I'll
Because
put
if
it
I
in.
got
Yeah.
the memory, I
How
might as
do
well to make use of it, eh?
how do I look and see how
So
much?
it's like go to like settings about.
Or push the Windows key, hold down the Windows key and push pause break key.
There you go.
Pause break key? Is that the like
Yep.
the pause video?
No, there's a on your keyboard there's a pause break key in the upper right.
I am not a computer wizard.
Okay.
I'll just
Are you
look
on
it
a
up.
Windows machine?
Yeah,
Okay, like if you have a standard keyboard, there's a key in the upper right called pause break.
pause break. I have like just the pause and play button. It says like to
Okay, just
pause
hold
and
down the
then
Windows and push that pause button and see if that works.
He's on a laptop. He doesn't have like a classic
Oh, okay, okay.
wait.
old school keyboard.
Okay.
Oh no, why is my thing not working now? How much memory does my
Or you could
just
just go
go
system and then about. That works too. It's the same thing.
view? Is it RAM?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
RAM.
Storage 477 gigabytes,
That is your
129
hard
gigabytes
drive.
use.
But
that's
how
your hard
much
Okay.
drive.
how much RAM do you have?
Installed RAM is 16 gigabytes.
All right, that's
Uh,
enough. That's enough to do some solves.
Okay,
So
can
you
you
can
like delete them after and not so you
you can't
can?
yeah, you can. You actually cannot save them. This is I'm afraid with our free open source option. But what you can do is just essentially I'm suggesting you
so where
use
do you
it
go?
to that so that you
Laptops.
can I'm suggesting you use it so that you can get a feel for working with solvers and then make a decision before you spend money on one.
Yeah, I mean, I
Derek,
don't.
I
Yeah, I
put a
don't.
bunch of links in chat to the
Okay.
solver that we're talking about, and at the end is a YouTube video by yours truly about it.
So this desktop dash post flop is what it's called.
It is. So I sent you three links, one to the GitHub project, one to the install, one um to ranges, pre-built
Uh-huh.
ranges, which I built that you can insert into the machine, into the solve, instead of building them your own on your own. And the final is just a video showing how it works.
Okay, so I download this installer.
Uh, yeah, you download the installer, you install it, installs fine on Windows 10 and 11, and then you download the JSON, the zip file, which I sent you a
Uh-huh.
link to. You
Uh-huh.
unzip that. That's got something called a JSON file in it,
Uh-huh.
and you import that JSON file into Desktop Postflop. That has all the ranges. It has ranges with the description of each range to save you time instead of having to build them from hand. And then I sent you a YouTube video about how it works, and you can go from there.
Okay. I'm launching it.
And then it's kind of fun to play with solves.
Cool. Like if I
So
got the space, I might as well use it, right?
yeah, you got 96 gigs of RAM. You should use it. All right, guys. All right, we'll talk to you
Okay.
guys on Friday.
Yep,
All
Okay,
right, hey,
I'll
thanks.
bring some hands
yeah, bring some hands. You gonna play all week? How many nights are you gonna play between now and Friday? You gonna play all three nights?
tonight and well, yeah, it's 3 nights then. So
Get
I
in,
play
man.
What?
I hope you
Monday
have
through
better night.
Sunday.
I hope it goes well for you.
What's it like being a professional poker player? I just can't imagine how tough it
Um,
must be.
I really like it. It was really tough at first
Uh-huh.
because you get like Larry and I talked about, you get like imposter syndrome or whatever it's
Syndrome?
called, where
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like you're not good enough for it whenever you take like a your first downswing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I started off pretty good. I started with a $10,000 bankroll. I went up to like 1,200 in like my first 2 weeks, maybe a week. And then I lost a decent bit. Just I wasn't negative yet, but I was down to like around where I started. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like super upset and like angry. And I was like, wait, so you quit your job and you decided to do this. So if you couldn't handle this, then what are you doing this for? Was the main
Mhm.
process thing that went through my head. Because it's like, if this is how it is, this is poker. So like, you're gonna lose. So now, then it was, what are we gonna do about this? Because did you run bad or did you play bad? So then it was, okay, track as many hands as possible, bring them to the group and study like put with people that are better than you, know more than you, have different looks on it and perspectives. See, like, did I play bad? Is there something I could have done better here? And then take that to your next session. Be like, okay, well, in this situation, I want to make sure I'm doing this more often. So it started off good, then really hard because I was like, wait, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was, and like this and that. And then it was like, really more importantly was, am I good enough? It was, am I good enough to make the adjustments that I need to make? It's not like I know I'm a better player than these people now. Like I'm certain that I'm a better player than them. I watch them play. I know I'm better than them. But now the question is like, are you gonna execute your better play? Not because like you can be a better player than someone, but if you don't really actually do what you know you're supposed to do, then you're not a better player. You're just as bad as them. You're letting something else control you. So now it was making the plays I know I need to make and doing the things that I know I need to do. So at first it was a little tough, but now I get more and more like last night I lost $500 and I was not like upset at all. I was like, it is what it is. I came in, I think I made some plays that weren't great, and I think that I can adjust those things and think about them better next time. So let's just focus on doing that next time. Like I don't think they were bad plays, but they're not good. So let's just focus on what we can change. So it's less stressful now, I think, because I look at it more like that than I do of um like, instead of thinking, "Oh, I'm a bad player because of this," it's like I made a bad play.
Mm-hmm.
It's one
Mm-hmm.
bad play doesn't make you a bad player. There's tons of great poker players that make terrible plays
Oh
every
yeah, man.
once
I
in a
mean,
while.
one of the things that really stuck with me with Matt Affleck said once, he's like, I blunder every session. I mean,
Yeah.
blundering is part of it.
Exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what
Mm-hmm.
I try to do is like, it's mostly my mental game that has gotten better. Like my skill level has definitely gone up. Like I've definitely gotten way
Good.
better at exploiting people. Like I'm
Good, good, good.
much better at exploiting people. My range analysis, I think, is like completely different from when I started. It's gone from not really thinking about ranges, just thinking about what would GTO do. And then I was thinking like, why the hell do I give a shit about what GTO does here when I'm playing against somebody that can't spell balanced, like
Exactly.
what's his face always says. So
Yeah.
why would we consider that? Let's consider what they have and what we're going to do about it. So now it's more of like, instead of being a robot at the table, it's a, let's think about how we are going to exploit the players we're playing against, and just playing logically now, instead of thinking just about, well, GTO says I'm supposed to bet this many times, I'm supposed to bet this size. It's like, well, yeah, that's against another computer, not against a person sitting next to me that's
Mm-hmm.
10 beers deep.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Where
let's
where do you
let's
where do
do
you
that.
play, Brian?
It's a poker room. I
No.
live in Florida,
Oh, okay.
so it's
I've
called
heard
One
the
Eyed
games are good
Jacks.
there. I've
Oh,
heard the
they're
games are
very,
good in
very good.
Florida.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
I like, as we talked about, I've run into maybe two good players in the last 3 months that I'm playing there.
Wow.
I would classify every other person as a fish. Like in their
Wow.
own way, they're some sort of fish. Like, and you can be tricked by a fish because they play aggressively, but that doesn't mean they're not a fish. Just means that they're an aggressive fish, and you need to figure out,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I need to exploit this fish this way instead of the way I exploit every other fish here. So it's like, yeah, I think the biggest thing is logically thinking about the game more than just like solve like Larry, they always say like I'm an anti-solver. I'm not anti-solver. I like solver to understand where people deviate from the baseline and how to exploit them better. But I'm not going to play poker balanced whatsoever. I mean, I
No,
play
no, you want to
extremely
play
unbalanced.
an exploitive style, not
Yes.
game theory optimal style, is what you're saying.
Yeah, if I play GTO optimally, there's tons of calls that I've made that, like the last time we looked at where I Queen Jack, I should never fold there. But in my head, I'm like, I should probably be folding here. I'm probably beat. I know what he has. It's like that's the biggest
Hmm.
thing for me was
He
learning
doesn't
how to
have as
analyze
many
someone's
bluffs
range.
as he should, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just understanding what people get there with, and then getting that's all I work on right now is I'm just like 100% focused on watching like when I'm not in the hand is analyzing people's ranges when I'm not in the hand and trying to like the one hand I remember I said I looked at the guy and I said you have Queen Jack of diamonds, don't you? And he was or you have Queen of diamonds, don't you? And he said he looked at me and was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Sorry." I just knew I was like, I know he has that. Like there's no, like it got down to the point where it felt really cool to do it, but I was like, it got down to the way he played got down to such a small portion of hands that it like basically had to be that hand. And I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
there's
a beautiful feeling. I mean, it doesn't happen to me as often as I'd like, but on the occasion where I feel clarity about a range, it's just such a beautiful thing to feel.
yeah, and he
Oh
literally
yeah,
showed it to me
yeah.
and was like, "What the hell? How'd you know?" And I was like, "Oh, it was just a good guess." Because I don't want to tell them, but I'm like, I think I fucking like I'm starting to figure these people out very well. Like my win rate has skyrocketed since I started. Because when I started, it was just basically be a net, play super strong hands, and make hands and win. And since then, I have adjusted entirely to be like, okay, my two cards don't fucking matter. What do they have? Like what do they want to do? Like what are they thinking right now? What are their two cards? That's what I'm like. What are their two most likely cards, and what can I do to make them fold or make them call? So that's been the biggest adjustment since I started. And it's made my game so much better. It's been ridiculous. Like making
That's
folds that I would
great.
probably never make and making outrageous value bets that are like there is I don't know, you weren't here for it, but there's been a couple of times where I've made value bets that are just fucking ridiculous. And I get called and I people are like at the table like what the hell you about bet that much with that? I'm like, yeah, because I've played with this player tons of times. He cannot fold top pair. I have his top pair dominated. Let's put all the money in. It's like it's and he's gonna tell me when his hand's stronger than top pair. Like there's certain players like they always if they're drawing to something when the card that comes when you're in position and they're out of position and when the draw comes in on the river, they are always going to donk that river when they hit their draw. So what else did he get here with other than that draw? He got here with top pair shit kicker that he didn't raise me once. Or if he had two pair, he would have raised it at some point. So he never has a hand better than mine. I have ace queen. He's got like ace five, ace six, ace seven, something like that. Let's put all the money in, even though the flush just got here, because I know he would never check here when his flush gets there and he'll always call. So like there's a couple of pots where I won like 900 with top pair, like ace queen, and there was a flush on the board, and they were like, "What the hell are you're betting that much with ace queen?" I'm like, "Well, he just doesn't have a flush. He never has a flush. He has top pair, and he's never folding it. So let's put all the money in."
Right on. You got it
Yeah,
done.
that's what we're doing. Hopefully, it continues to go well. We're trying to get bankrolled up to get at some 2 5 soon. So
You're playing 1-2.
yeah, just 1 2, and they're really bad, so it makes it
Yeah.
really easy.
Okay. Do you think the players at 1-2 should be the pretty much the same at 2-5, right?
They are
Um,
the same players.
same
That's why I'm really dying to get to 2 5 because it's like the same players, but they're just
same
playing
action.
larger stakes. Yeah.
Maybe just a little bit more like bluffing, like on the river kind of thing, check raising
I would
stuff like
s-
that.
I would say the biggest difference is not most of the players, it's a few of the players. Like I've recognized a couple players that don't play anything but the 2 5 game, and they are from what I have seen when they'll play 1 2 every once in a while if there's absolutely nothing else running. And
Yeah,
when I played
table
with them,
changes.
I was like, yeah, they're a little bit better for sure. But 90% of the players are still very bad and they're the same players. They're playing 1 2. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, so I'm just moving up and there's a couple more better players, but it's mostly the same people just playing for larger stakes. So my win rate should skyrocket against them. My hourly should go up, not my win rate. My hourly should stay the same, or should just go up, and my win rate should stay the same. Maybe a little bit
Or
less against the bad players that are better.
what are your thoughts on are we being recorded still? Oh, that's okay. So what are your thoughts on like for people that you know, like okay, like not you, okay, for other people, like they're like not slow playing, okay, not colluding, but okay, I know you, I know you from the poker room. I'm
Hmm.
gonna instead of getting in a big pot with you, I'm gonna decide to check
What
for
are
the
my
most
thoughts?
for the
What
most
do you
part.
mean
Yeah,
about that? Like, I don't take it easy on anybody. Like, I would consider myself somewhat friends with the people, but not like, but they know that I'm going for all their money.
yeah,
Like, I'm not gonna take it easy on them, and they get mad at me sometimes. I make the
yeah,
nuts, and I stack them off, and like, oh, come on, man. I'm like, well,
because you know them, they kind of expect you to or wish that you would check down, but yeah,
yeah, and there's certain players that do that to me, and I've been like, thanks, dude. Like, I appreciate you checking down because you didn't want to take my money because you like me. But when the opposite happens, I'm gonna come for all your chips. It's just what
yeah,
it is.
because you're
Like,
there to make money, right? You're not, yeah,
yeah. And originally I would lie about it, but I felt like it was better to just like say what like they'd ask me what I do for work, and I'd always make up some bullshit. And now I'm kind of at the point where I'm just like, I'm trying to become like play legitimately professionally. I don't consider myself a pro until I'm out of these stakes. Like I need to get higher stakes before I can say, oh, I'm a professional poker player. Like I feel like 1-2 professional poker player isn't really a thing. It's more of like you got to be up higher than that for it to be to count.
yeah, yeah. This guy, other coach talks about it how like it's important to move up to the five big blind level to get out of the rake trap because you know, at 1-2, that's why I'm not playing 1-2 at the moment because the rake is just too high.
Yeah. And it's great that this room always has a 1-3 deep stack game running. So it's a game that plays basically pretty close to 2-5 because of how you're able to buy in for 330 big blinds effective. So you can buy in for 1 grand on the 1-2 table, and it plays like pretty close to a 2-5 game, almost as big as the 2-5 games play. And it's, the players are still the same people that play 1-2. So it's a good stepping stone to get there, but I don't want to push it with my bankroll. So I'm not going to play that until I get my bankroll. I mean, it's going to be a while before I'm able to move up, but that's the nature of it. So I would say if I kept my same hourly and everything and played the amount that I play it, it won't be for another like 4 months till I'm able to be safely bankrolled for 1-3 consistently. Because
Uh,
I mean, I've experienced the downswings now, and the downswings can, they can hit pretty hard. So I'm not like, not, it's not worth taking that jump because I know I can beat the game. It's just whether my bankroll can handle the variance.
yeah. Um, and I see, I don't know about your room, but in my room, I see in the higher stakes, it's, I don't know when this changed, but the higher, some higher stakes have like a time kind of rake thing going on separate to the actual rake. And then I also heard that I don't know if this is a thing that when you're the table's like really shorthanded, you ask the floor for a reduced rake.
Yep. That's my room. You have to request it though. So yeah, you
I
gotta
didn't even know
request
that.
reduced rake at 5 or less.
Yeah.
So I'm always right away like, can you reduce rate? But yeah, so I don't know what they do at the higher stakes games. I know that when I get there, it should really help a lot more because,
What's the
obviously,
rake at? What's the rake
10
where you
percent
play?
10% to $6,
Okay.
capped at six. So once the pot gets to 55, they round up and your rake is capped now. So I mean,
Oh.
most pots hit the max rake, which is good, like most actual pots. But yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, I mean. I would say that it was stressful at first, but it doesn't bother me as much anymore, is how I would
Mm.
describe playing poker for a living. Is that at first I was pretty stressed out about it, and then I realized that I could, maintain my means of where I'm at and not need and be okay for this time that it's going to take till I'm starting to like make more and more money. So, um, and I became confident that I was better than everybody else at the table. It was part of it.
Hmm.
Like when you're pretty confident that you're better than everybody there, it's like, it's kind of hard to feel like an imposter. So, like, I mean, like, and then the main thing with that though is just making sure is like not being delusional at the same time though, and never assuming that like you're always making the best play just because you're better than the other players. Like, you got to make sure you bring your hands back. It was good for me was bringing my hands here when I was on a downswing and I was just getting cooler left and right. And they're like, dude, I mean, you're playing some of these hands you could have played differently a bit better, but you're just getting cooler. I mean, it is what it is. It's just gonna happen. So that was also helpful in the process of like being able to come here and say, this is what happened. Did I play this poorly? Did I play it good? And not even thinking like, oh, what did the solver say about this? Because I don't want to look at what the solver says. I want to look at, people that understand the tendencies of the players that I'm playing against and whether what I'm doing is a good play or not.
Hmm. Yeah, I
But
found
yeah,
this group to be very helpful too.
yeah, I
Certainly helped
definitely,
my game a lot. Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate whenever I haven't even said it before, but I really appreciate you guys. Larry, you're always great, and Scotty, whenever Scotty's here, he's always great. It's good to have because like I come from a different idea than them. They're more solver. I'm less solver, but they're still like they're not like, oh well, solver wouldn't do this, so it's a bad play. It's like, well, this is a creative play that's actually really good if you're looking at the way you're looking at it. So, or it's like this was a terrible play. Solver says it's bad, and I think it's bad. You know, both those things happen.
Yeah, man, no worries. I think you're an excellent addition to the group.
Yeah, we all have different
We all have
thought
different
processes.
approaches and we all have different opinions, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I like it. I appreciate your guys' help. It's been very nice to be in this group.
I think that
But
we should sorry, I'm not sure if you were done with your thoughts, but I just had I just want to repeat what I said earlier. I don't know if you guys were here to Scotty. Like, we should do, how can I explain it? Kind of like a
dealer math.
dealer series, right? Where we take into account the stack size to make sure how much we could legally raise, things like that. Because sometimes we're not sure if we could go, if we could raise over the top, depending on the action before us
Yeah, sure,
or
we can
after
work on
us.
that.
Yeah, and even better on top of that, like having a uh, a structured thought process throughout the hand. Okay, am I in position, out of position? What should I be doing here with my stack depth? Just going through all the motions, so we're not second guessing. So next time we come to our next session, we could take what we learned and apply it, and just progress as players.
Sure.
Yeah, what Scotty always said that helped me was like just being aware of the basic things. Like, okay, where is my position? And what are the stacks? Like, what are the stacks that are in the hand like? Because I mean, there's been times where I've bluffed into a stack that's got nothing, and I didn't realize it till after I threw out my bet, and I'm like, why? That was so stupid. Like, you didn't even look and see that this guy's got nothing in front of him, and he's just not folding anything. So might as well. It's just like stupid mistakes like that that Scotty's always like, hey, you got to make sure you're paying attention to the stack depth so that like because you can't really get tricky when you're short stacked, but deep stack you can do a lot more fun stuff.
True.
Yeah, but all right. Well,
All
I
right, guys.
appreciate it, guys. You
No
guys are
worries.
very
Let's
helpful.
let's do it
Friday
again on Friday.
sounds good.
Oh yeah.
See you guys then.
See you
So,
guys
and
then.
also just skate to finish off. Yeah, we can work on that. On Friday, we can go through, maybe each of us will step through how we're thinking about each hand, and then you can understand how we're thinking. Then we can, if you can bring a hand to straight and you can walk through it and tell
Yeah,
us how
Yes, yeah.
you're thinking about a hand.
I want
Friday
to
I'm
see
gonna
your
be
hands.
Friday I'm gonna be training at work only for this week, and then next week I'm gonna be free at night, I think. Yeah.
All right, no worries. All right, guys.
All right. See you when I see you
All right,
Yeah.
cheers.
See you guys Friday.
later.
Bye.